welcome back to Charisma Plus. I think we're on episode 41.
41!
I think so. All right, yeah. It's been a wild ride. But first off, before we get into all that, we're going to look at your fan art. You guys sent us using hashtag Charisma Plus on Twitter.
Yay!
So, let's see here. We have... Oceron fighting against two Cyclops in the cave.
Hold up. That
Cyclops.
Cyclops in the back is a lady Cyclops.
Yeah.
Can we zoom in?
I think I can see.
Trying to zoom in
Can
on
we
the
zoom in on the lady Cyclops?
Oh, there we go, yeah.
No, the one in the back.
Oh, no! And then, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Is that what you're looking at?
Hold on, let me get
Is
my
that what you're
ones
looking
out.
at?
Get your
What about the other two boulders?
some bones down
The
there.
random is that she's not wearing a shirt.
Very nice. Very nice. Now
No,
we got,
very
Braw.
Oh, Brog.
Yeah, what does it say, Mary? Read it in Brog's voice.
I will kill her and then I will eat her. Come to the place, eat the wolf meat, and grow like me. Grow big like me.
Yeah.
Brog.
So exciting.
Little boys.
Little boy.
Then we got this one right here. Let me-
Whoa, them legs are
Like-
so tall.
Oh,
Long boy.
There they are.
I didn't even know who was going to be in the picture. Yeah, me either.
So,
Oh, God.
what does that say there?
You know, because we're half elf and have sharp teeth, people are going to ship us. Bell's not. Oh, good. That's Brog. That's not Bell.
Brog.
Not bad.
Brog.
Brog.
Brog. And then Ray's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. It's another day.
Somebody's
Oh,
dead. Somebody's
Alive.
Oh.
Yeah. There's
Oh.
Bell, passed away, and then Brog.
Bizarro
So
Bill.
different. She's a little bit like Bizarro Bell.
Then we got the some odd fan fiction almost. going on
Uh-oh.
here.
Oh, what?
What is going on here?
Awkward.
Kalinor, he's got the drink, but
Kalinor approved, sorry.
Yeah, Kalinor.
Yeah,
approves. I don't
Kalinor was like,
think
yeah.
Ray
Ray does not approve.
He doesn't approve of Kalinor. I think he's more afraid of Kalinor.
It's like a true wingman right there. Like, I got your back, yo, man. Don't
He's a wingman?
He's got it on the fly.
he's back here like, you know what's up.
He's got it on the fly.
What's going on there?
Seriously though, that's A plus job on Belle's body. That's
Yeah,
wonderful. That's very accurate, and I approve.
Look like he just ride with you in the cut all day, man. Just, where we going? It don't matter, man.
And then more Bell tone.
Bell too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Awesome. Bell tone. And that is all the art we have this week. Thank you guys very much for sending it to us. Let's start using hashtag Charisma Plus DND. It could be either D with ND or D and D because there's some porn star dude that wants to keep using Charisma Plus.
He just won't stop.
He's just getting his junk all in our way.
on there.
We really don't want to see that.
Today.
So Charisma Plus in some form of D&D. It could be and or it could be in. Either one. I'll look at both so we can see that. But just normal Charisma Plus. I'll check that. I check there too. But for the fans that don't want to see this dude's junk or whatever, then yeah.
He's real persistent. You can just mute him, and then he won't come up in your search.
I'm glad you told me that. I done it. I muted him, and they took it all away.
Yeah.
And it was all
Yeah.
playing. I'm like, oh my god. I was like,
See, I had him muted forever. I had no idea. Like,
yeah, dude. I did.
I was like, yeah, Charisma Plus, and he's like,
Magic approval, instant.
Yeah, it took them all away.
Yeah.
oh me. But so yeah,
That's what he named it.
I thought Charisma Plus was pretty original, but apparently he's taking the coin himself.
I mean, he uses like 700 hashtags. So.
That's true, yeah.
All right. Well, so last episode 40, we had a lot of stuff that went down. The episode started. You guys were in the town where Waxius the Great had ruled. You guys had defeated him and then talked to Mercule, goddess of death, and Owen was also there. You guys decided to rest that night. Scron and Brog had first watch. Brog, you shot down 3 wolves, decided to skin them, cook the wolf meat.
Delicious.
Everybody got up the next day. You guys got a cart together for Belle. Had some wolf meat. Still got mixed opinions on Brog and whether or not she'll be useful. Since Scron says she led these 3 wolves to camp and had no idea. But she found a horse. Hamo wasn't here last week, but he was on autopilot. Hamo Got out on 2 wheels. No, it started out no
Not so
drifting.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it started out pretty rough ride.
He's a rough
Out.
rider.
You guys went to the south, went back around to get your horses you left. You guys picked up Tom Cruise and other horses.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Yep.
He's kind of short, weird teeth.
Yeah.
He just ran in place for
But
like.
so confident.
Yeah.
He runs a lot.
He runs really fast.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
Can't wait to see his new movie.
Yeah, me too.
You guys decided that you guys wanted to go to Summershade, and the path you guys decided to go was through the woods back towards Pearlreach. Kind of check out the situation that was there. When you guys were going through the woods, the path, you guys saw a very large clearing. It looked like everything was just kind of, not even like an explosion, but the ground was charred black and much like stone on the ground. And like the trees had been removed, and you could see all the way to Pearlreach.
Before that happened, we did take Belle's body back to the vineyard.
Oh, yeah.
And Brog couldn't enter into the vineyard because of the gargoyles.
Yeah, the gargoyles would not let you pass.
They were very scary.
So you guys go back to the vineyard. You guys talk to Nathan after putting Belle's body back in her childhood room.
Yeah. And we exchanged the normal horses for the very fancy chariot.
Yep, you guys got a new chariot. You guys talked to Nathan, kind of picked his insane brain a little bit, took a book.
Yeah, stole some stuff.
Yeah. Asked Miss Eve to take care of everything, since she seems be the only ones you guys can still trust.
She seemed very weirdly okay to me.
Yeah.
She seemed fine.
Yeah. For 2 days previously, Nathan told you guys that she wasn't quite okay, or he didn't think so. But anyway, you guys left. At this point, I think Hamo began to drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bowling.
Straight, like just sliding sideways the whole way.
Nat 20, I
I think
think.
it was a bad one.
It was a Nat 20.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Whoever rolled up, we're gonna talk about.
But yeah, you guys got kind of closer to Pearlreach. You can see the maybe star or X-like shape that had been blown to the ground, and the trees and everything kind of been removed, in this large path cleared away to the city. Things of note that you guys noticed passing through. I think, Brog, you used a bird to go ahead.
Yeah, I used one of my super duper awesome feats that I have to see through the eyes of an animal.
Yeah.
And I got to survey the scene from a bird's eye view, which was really cool.
Everybody's got to listen to like in the background. Sorry about that. It may not be too bad, but still. So what all did you see? You saw the paladins patrolling, but they didn't really go very far. They seemed very almost robotic and overly organized, I guess. You could see in the city itself, there's the large star that kind of scarred the world and many miles in each direction. Then there's a smaller version that was, what color was it? It was kind of golden. Golden, that went through the city, and then like anything inside the star shape, there's nothing. Like the buildings themselves are just kind of cleaved. You can see inside rooms. It's all very smooth cut. And it even goes out into the water. The water itself, since this is a harbor town, it goes out into the water, and it's just like triangle, like going far out into the water. Triangles cut, and you can see, but it looks like the water is flowing upward, and there's like a mist that goes into the air all around that. You could see in the center of the city, where once stood the Lady Sullivan's burial place and pilgrimage that many followers of Helm took, a statue kneeled down on the ground, and beside him, floating in the air, was the lance of Helm. And you guys could hear a kind of a booming voice coming from most of you. It seemed like from all directions, but I think 2 of you could tell that it was coming from inside the city towards the center, and it was asking where someone was. It seemed to be looking for someone. And when it asked this, Oceron, you could see at this point, the paladins that were on patrol, they had these angelic, like golden figures that were kind of had hands on their shoulders, but were sitting above them. Remind you a lot of Ezekiel.
Yep.
And as it asked, they all seemed to writhe in pain and scream into the air. You were the only one that could actually see the golden figures, though. The thunder outside?
I don't know if it was thunder or a bomb.
Somebody shooting their shotgun? America!
Blunderbuss.
So you guys saw that. You guys decided it was safer to avoid Pearlreach, so you went around the north side. It went around. I think of note inside the city, there was no other people aside from the paladins and this stone figure. And then it seemed to be kind of outside the patrol area of the paladins. There were people that had gathered up. You guys decided to stay off the road while traveling. You can see people that were in the distance looking. You can hear them talking rumors about no one has been traveling from Pearlreach. Family members seem to be missing that were in Pearlreach. Pretty much just everyone that was in Pearlreach seems to be gone with no trace. You guys didn't really notice any soldier activity, but as you guys got closer to Summershade, off in the distance down the hill, a good little trip away by a farm you guys were at that seemed to be abandoned, at least by animals, a cave. And Oceron took it upon himself to explore this cave.
Yeah.
Where what happened, unfortunately, is that you came across, unknowingly, really, of your perception roll of 3, that there were 2 cyclops that seemed to be living and slumbering in this cave. One woke up, and you began to fight with it. Then after one round, the second one woke up, and you were having a hard time with him. Ao tried to rush to your aid after you called out over the ring. But he had haste. He was sprinting, double sprinting every turn, using everything he had to get there. He was about 3 turns away before Oceron fell. And you made your death saving throws and failed those as well. So Oceron is dead. Oceron's dead. But hey, Bump's still here. So, there's hope, right?
I'm an audience member. We just need to cheer him on, and it's like watching the show live.
Oh, so Oceron is dead. And I believe we stopped with everyone. You guys were down in the cave, I believe. Everyone grieving in their own way.
We also killed the ogres.
Yeah, you guys did kill the ogre. Well, Oceron.
I mean the cyclops, sorry.
Or Cyclops. Oceron had almost killed one.
Cyclopty.
What happened? Ao killed the female one. Did you kill the larger one as well? Or the male as well? Or was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that Raynor? Okay. Yeah. So you guys killed both of them and went down there to collect Oceron's body. And just recently, you guys had lost Belle, like literally the day before this. So 2 deaths, 2 days. I believe everyone, you guys were, I think we just left off around the cave. So a couple of you were inside the cave with Oceron's body. Some of you are outside. Yeah. And yeah, we'll come in right there. You guys can role play out how you got characters feel. Like we didn't go too far into it, other than Scron is attacking the dead corpse of one of them, the male or the female. The female is actually inside the cave. Yeah.
The female.
I think Brog, you were still outside.
Yeah, I was out with the
I can't remember who was all inside. I think it's just Ao and Scron are inside.
I was inside.
Okay, and you're inside as well. So yeah, we'll bring it right there. You guys just finished killing them off. Scron is hacking away at the body, and you're standing over Oceron's corpse.
I don't understand. Why wouldn't he call for help earlier?
I don't know. Well, that's pride for you. He's probably the most prideful man we ever met.
Oh, the poor little boy. His mom is going to be so sad. Do they even know where he is?
You will not speak of our mother.
But we need to tell her. I mean...
You do not know her. No.
As Scron seems very defensive about the subject of his family, gritting his teeth with the gore-covered flame greatsword in his hand.
Scry, what do you want to do?
What are our options?
We're not too far from Summershade. Maybe we can find help there. I understand there's a lot more capable people there.
Well, that's fine.
Are we just dragging a body into Summershade?
We'll have to ride on the cart, I imagine.
Yeah.
You guys do have the
Big
Got a
fancy
carpet.
cart.
you gotta do have a carpet on the top of the cart. The one you got is more like a
It's like riding and stuff.
like a fancy carriage
Yeah.
more than it is for carrying anything. There's space on top of it, and there's also
Just throw them up there.
with the amount of people that were riding. Well, Oceron was one of the one that were riding, but there could be possibly even room to lay down a dwarven body inside.
Okay.
But of course, you guys don't know what's going to be going on at Summershade security-wise or anything like that. It depends on
Yeah,
how
we're
you guys
still-
want to go forward.
Having to take a dead body to a city. Maybe we can explain what we're doing and what happened.
Maybe we just be up front and tell him we need healing or something, help.
I think that's the better way to go. It would be difficult to sneak a body in.
I've never been here anyway.
Ayo, you're the master of sneaking around. Is there a way we could possibly do it? Kenny, is Summershade, does it have like a wall or
Yeah, what's the layout of the
Yeah.
city?
Well, I don't think any of you guys have been there other than AO. But maybe you guys have seen some maps of it or some sort. But without seeing it, AO, you would know that there is a wall. And it goes, the way Summershade's kind of set up is there's a kind of a smaller boundary wall that's, there's other farmland in the inside between that and the actual city itself. And then there's another wall, a more sturdy wall that surrounds it. It also goes, Summershade itself is also a harbor, a port town, and the wall itself goes out into the water, and there's a I can't remember what they call it, raise the water and such that boats come in. I can't remember what that's called, but anyway, yeah, there's that, and it's there's the wall, and we can get more detail about how that looks when we get to it.
Okay.
But there is one.
Makes sense.
I think-
The first one is kind of more like it's a wall, but it's like your very simple, like kind of like a little fort, like the spike trees in the ground that kind of go around, and not a whole lot of security there, but just to keep out unwanted undead and animals.
Ray, I think the right thing to do is just be forward with the guards. They're going to be there. They're going to check us. I don't think being deceptive is the key here. Well, I mean, we're going to have to be deceptive anyway.
They were looking for a Ray when I was captured. I don't
think-
know if you're the same one, but
They'll probably be more focused on the dead body than Ray.
maybe.
Ray, do you have we have a way to disguise you, don't we?
You might need this.
I'll take the hat of disguise.
Okay, yeah, hand in the head disguise. Oh, show. Let's see, let's remind ourselves of the situation as far as the wanted goes. I think Oceron himself was wanted, but it was by the followers and Helm. And other than
Ray
that,
is haunted, wanted by the Archmage, right?
yeah, Raynor's actually got a bounty.
And is Jaime still wanted?
No,
I
he
was
was
never
just
wanted.
he was just banished from the
It
city.
was just me and Titanbeard.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
Pearlreach.
yeah.
All right.
Pearlreach told you
Okay.
to stay out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think other than Raynor being actively wanted with wanted posters, decreed by the Archmage, you know that Brog's sister was taken by the Archmage as well, so there could be something there. That's the information you guys have, and probably from where you guys are, you're probably like another. I think you guys are about halfway there, really. So there's probably another hour and a half before you guys actually get to the first area, and then past that is like another hour and a half drive to the city itself. So you guys are about halfway at this point.
I'll go to pick Oceron up. Scrying. Got a little teary eyed, and as he picks the body up, I'll do everything I can to fix this, you dumbass. And I'll just kind of look at him,
And as you're saying that, Oceron, you kind of you're in this strange place, and nothing really seems to make a whole lot of sense to you. You seem to be in kind of this cave area, but everything lacks color, and on top of it's like everything looks almost gray, like different shades of gray and blacks, but there is a little bit of color to it. I can see a little bit of brown. It's like 50 Shades of Gray here.
I'm like, bronze looks normal.
And like the edges of the cave you can see, and then you can like see kind of a grassy field go out, and there seem to be figures kind of standing around. But again, they kind of lack in color. What makes it kind of distorting to you is it's like everything was kind of wet paint and like pushed aside, and almost kind of like a wind blowing from every character. But what you see kind of like almost in your face is a face that kind of reminds you of yourself looking at you, and it seems to be speaking to you, but you can't quite make out what it's saying. It just kind of sounds like a to you.
So it's a teacher from the Peanuts. Got it.
Yeah. And as you're seeing that, you can hear like everything's very muffled, and there's kind of this sound of kind of wind blowing, or almost like you're covered your ears up, almost kind of that rumble noise of your own blood flow, really.
Okay.
But then, like as clear as day, you can just kind of hear what sounds like lightning strike in the distance, and a very clear voice. Where is he? It kind of booms and echoes. And as you maybe like, you feel like you should turn your head, but it's almost kind of like your entire being just shifts. Feels very familiar to when you had died before, actually. But it looks completely different. Then when you had died, everything looked very like kind of like 2D and cartoony almost. Like you were kind of placed in somewhere completely different than now. But this is plainly, as you piece it together, you were in a cave that you were in recently, but it's just kind of hard to remember what happened. Nice. But you've seen this place, and it looks like the normal world, and you start to realize that people around you are your friends, and the face you're looking at is your brothers. But as you kind of turn and look past him, you can see in the distance this giant looming golden figure that seems to be reaching down and kind of combing through the land and just mumbling to himself, "Where is he?" And a lightning strikes above his head, and you can see a beard and kind of almost like a golden crown on his head, and you would recognize him as being eerily similar to the first emperor, and his body being ordained in this very thick, looks like ornate plate armor, but everything's got this golden glow to it. And and you swear this to your brother, and it's back to you guys.
Let's just take him back to the cart.
Yeah, and I'll carry him, and I'll start heading outside the cave and towards the cart.
Yeah, did you guys ride the cart down here, or did you guys actually like get off and run down here?
I ran.
I'm pretty sure we got off the cart.
We just ran.
Yeah. Okay. Well, back up the hill.
Wait, where did Autopilot Hamo go?
I think he stayed.
He kind of stayed on.
He might
have stayed with the horses.
Oh yeah, did he?
Yeah, he stayed with the horses.
Convenient. Yeah, Hamo's still up on the hill, kind of looking down, curious.
Yeah. I think we were gonna send you because you were probably the fastest. We were gonna send you, and then.
Since you weren't here,
Since you weren't here, we kind of worked it out.
Well, Ao had the double dash, and then you could jump, but there wasn't really a shadow for you to jump in kind of this plains area. So they decided to go with Ao.
Yeah, I can double dash.
Yeah.
I can only dash one time for 120.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're sitting on the cart, and you also felt kind of like the emptiness of where Oceron used to be, like through the power of the ring. So you know that something bad has happened within the time that everyone ran down the hill.
I go ahead and start.
Yeah, you guys you're off. You're not on a path right now. You're just off in the grass of the plains. But it's with the roll that you made before. It was no problem to handle the animal. Oceron's Pegasus has vanished.
No.
Yeah.
And you guys had what other animals with you?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Was there Penelope
he
there, or
still
did you
with
guys leave her behind?
What?
Was there Penelope 2.0 there, or did y'all leave her
No,
behind?
she wasn't there.
So just Tom Cruise?
Charisse.
Okay. Well, if you start going in their direction, the other horse seems to follow the others.
Smart horse.
All right. Before I leave the cave, I want to take a look around.
Okay. From the description that from last time we played, it's a fairly large cave. There is the body that's kind of stuck down in the mud, face down. You can see the outsides of the armor sticking out of the ground. And other than that, there seems to be many bones of cattle and other farm animals.
You said there's a body sticking out of the ground?
Yeah, it looks like it's.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been smashed down to the what used to be mud and then dried.
Okay, I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah, you check it out. It looks to be, just from what you can see of the back kind of hanging out, there's plate armor. The helmet is still attached. You can tell that there is a body inside, but it has decayed quite a bit to the point of where it's almost nothing but bones now.
Anything special about the armor? It's just plate.
Let me think. Give me a quick history check. Real
History.
Quick. Yeah.
27.
27.
Wasn't that 20 plus 7?
Yeah. So from the back of it, without seeing any emblem or anything, you can plainly tell that this is armor of a Crimson Knight. It's not a paladin, but seems to be some guard. Maybe he was sitting down here to check
Any
it out.
like runes or anything on it? It's just regular.
Yeah, it looks like
crimson.
like regular old soldier.
Okay, I just leave it.
Okay. Yeah. And you can even kind of see like the hilt of his sword kind of stuck in the ground, but it seems to be like a normal short sword.
Yeah, start walking back then.
Okay. All right. So you guys head back. Hamo pulls the cart up down there by the cave.
I jump down and see Scrying carrying his brother, and I'll open the door. What happened?
I guess he fought on his own. Maybe they got the jump on him. I don't know. I just know that we were too late.
I'm about to say they had to be pretty tough. He was a tough son of a bitch. Oh my god. So what's our plan now?
We're gonna take him back to Summershade. Maybe we can find help there.
Should we send somebody in first since we're bringing a dead body with us?
I think on the way we should talk to the guards and tell them what happened. There's no sense in being secretive about it.
I'm about to say we're not close enough to home to pull our usual stunts.
Right.
Brog is gonna start cutting out one of the eyes from one of the Cyclopses.
Now you're gonna take the Cyclops eye.
Yeah.
Okay. These are
Oceron.
these eyes are
Yeah, the big
one
eyes.
eye's pretty large.
Yeah.
But
Come back with a basketball.
give me a.
What do you need to do, boy?
Let's see. Let's
Probably
do,
nature.
Yeah, it could be. Medicine could do it. Maybe nature. More than likely.
Or survival?
Survival.
Maybe, yeah.
If you're like as far as like carving of a beast.
Alrighty.
Give me 2 rolls. Give me a medicine since you're going directly for an eye, and that'd probably be something a little out of the ordinary
Okay.
for you to harvest. But then also do a survival as well.
All right. Medicine. 15.
Okay.
Survival. 8 plus 6 is
14.
14?
14.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, those are both successes. So you're able to get the eyeball out without damaging any. You're able to slide your knife behind the eyeball and get your hand in there and kind of pull the eyeball out a little bit and cut the connection, the stems, and pull the eyeball out.
Thank
It just
you
kind of makes
very
a,
much.
like a as it hits the ground or however you like hold it, and kind of goopy and slimy in your hand. So, like I said, this eyeball, as you get it out, it's like a good basketball size eyeball in your hand. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm holding it.
Yeah, you gonna try to get both of them, or you're just gonna get one of
No,
them?
I just need one.
Just need one.
Yep.
Okay. So you're just gonna carry it in your arms.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I mean, it's Brog. I'm trying to think who would have any idea whether or not a Cyclops eyeball is something of value or not. But I guess Brog would really know as far as money and such goes.
Brog takes trophies from her kills.
Yeah, you take trophies from your kills. That's what I was just trying to put some flavor with it. But you just take this is your trophy. You didn't you didn't really kill this thing, but hey,
I
it's
know.
dead. Versus taking a finger, an ear, or something, you just take his eyeball from it.
Yeah.
Ray watches in disgust.
Yeah. We'll make an Arcana check, Raynor.
20.
20. Well, you would know that Cyclops' eyes are actually like quite a rare. They have uses for potions and other, like even like spells. Like this is actually a pretty smart thing she's done, possibly, depending on how you feel about it. You know that there's worth to it, but other than how else you feel, that's up to you.
Brog sees everyone looking at her oddly. Would anyone like the other? I don't mean to take them all myself.
What are you going to do with that?
You never know when an eye would come in handy. All the better to see you with.
Okay, I keep walking.
Slips a little bit.
Big eye you have.
I'm gonna put Oceron kind of towards the front of the cart, like
Terrible.
it'll be the front. Yeah, because I'm gonna ride up front with Hymo, and then I wanted to be kind of close by. I guess,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I'd shove him all the way in there, and then as I'm walking out, I just kind of look at the eye and keep that away from Oceron. That's oh my god.
Brog holds her eye defensively.
So like you said, you roll your eye. It's like, oh.
I'll just go sit up front, wait on Hymo.
Okay, yeah.
Uses her arms.
So you put Oceron in the.
Yeah.
Okay, you put him in there and you've
Kinda all the
taken.
way in. Yeah.
Were you riding the horse before, or were you riding up there with Hymo?
I was up there with Hymo.
Okay. Who was riding Tom Cruise?
I was
Tom
ready
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
No, you're riding Tom Cruise. Okay, so Oceron's body's inside the carriage, and these two are up top. And I assume Brog's going to ride the horse still. Ray and Ao, where do you guys want to travel at?
I guess inside the cart for me.
Okay, get in the cart.
How much room we got left?
There's like a whole bench. Like
It's a big
Oceron's body is taking up one side, but there's still enough room for three on the other.
I'll call for my carpet.
Yeah, go ride the carpet out.
A whole new world.
Yeah, and it just like kind of unfurls from the top of the cart and pulls up beside you. And then, like one of its little tassels kind of gives you a wave.
Jump on.
As you jump on, like the you can feel kind of a give away under your feet just a little bit, but it's actually quite stiff as your feet sink in just a bit. It's kind of like it's been pulled from every corner. You kind of hop in the middle of it, kind of dips down just a bit, and you guys are on your way. Yeah. So, what path do you guys want to continue on? There's the main road that you guys are kind of off of right now, but like you can continue off the road we discussed last time. They're starting to become kind of more like there'd be ranches and such on the way. There's really no woods or forests that's stopping you guys. It's mostly farmland here. It's just outside the walls. So maybe every now and then you'll have to go around a fenced area. But you guys are free to stay off the road for now if you want to, or you can go get on the road. From the distance you guys were before, there seems to be mainly just bystanders and people speculating what's happening in Pearlreach and commenting on how there's been no travelers. What do you guys want to do?
Well, the closer we get to the city, the more Brog is going to be like kind of hanging back, riding behind the cart. And she would have pulled her scarf up by now and tied it so it's covering her nose and just below her eyes. Hunched over a little bit.
Okay, well, just let me guys. What do you guys decide whether or not you want to take the road or not?
I'm gonna leave that to the driver, I guess.
Me too.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna leave this up to me, bro.
Well, Ao's
Watch
gonna be.
this. Watch this. Though. What you guys want to do? Y'all wanna hit the road, or y'all want to stay off for it?
Ao's gonna remain silent. He's kind of stare at Oceron's body
Yeah.
because that's the second person he's lost in 2 days.
Yeah. It's
pretty rough.
we have made light of Oceron's death so far, but like
He did.
character per character, it's very like you guys haven't lost right as far as within your family goes, like the closest thing you guys had was, other than the things that happened at the vineyard, as far as your inner group, this is the only time anybody's really fallen. Bell yesterday and Oceron today.
Yep.
But
I don't think this is quite the same as Pearlreach.
Main road then?
Might as well.
It'll probably be quicker, straighter line.
and AO, you would know since you've actually traveled to here recently. Ray, how far did you get before you lost? You probably actually made most of the trip to Summershade before you lost consciousness when you were with the Archmage. But you will note, we will note that the closer you guys get to Summershade, and especially past the first wall, that soldier activity usually picks up more. There's not so much between Pearlreach and Summershade itself with the whole Paladin versus Crimson Knights thing. They kind of leave that area open. But yeah, that's the information you guys have.
Brog is gonna wrap her eye in one of the cloths that she has in her pack, and she's gonna put the eye in her pack.
Yeah, what kind of cloths do you have in your pack? Your bedroll? You use your bedroll for it?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you can roll it up in there.
yeah.
A nice squishy
Keep
pillow.
it safe.
Yeah, you can like kind of drop it down into your bedroll and roll it up in there.
Yeah. I don't want to be
I
questioned.
mean, in
about it.
D&D, I expect bedrolls are actually like just kind of like sheets that are kind of sewed together at the bottom more than anything. Not like a big
Sleeping bag.
fluffy sleeping bag, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're able to roll it up and shove it down your bag if you want to. It takes up most of the space you have, so you're not gonna be able to hold anything else in there without damaging the eye, but you can get in there. So anyway, you guys go back, head back towards the road, and you guys kind of already passed like the main group of people that were trying to look at Pearlreach. As you guys had heard that people that have gone further have been asked to turn back, and if they did not, were cut down by the paladins. But even with that knowledge, there seems to be no soldiers present to try to protect these people or anything. No, but you got past that main part, and so now there's kind of people that are just kind of walking and traveling back and forth, some on horses, some not, some with carts. They just kind of seem to be coming out to see, and then some are heading back home. It's still, what time of day is it? Like 3 p.m., like the sun's still up and everything. Let me think. You guys, it was like early morning, you guys got the horses. Yeah, it's about midday when you guys were at Pearlreach, so it's about, it's like 3:30 right now in the day. So the sun's still in the air. You guys go back to the main road, and here we'll go back to Oceron real quick. Oceron, you from your point of view, now that you've kind of spent some time here and you've been looking around, everything seems to move just a little slower than normal for you. Like everyone, like they take you back to the cart, and it seemed like a long trip. And you're just kind of like looking down at your body, and you can see yourself now. And you're riding the cart, and you're looking at Ray and Ao, and they seem to be looking at you. Give me give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wow, the wind roll like forever. God. 5. We'll just I won't even say that. Use the charisma thing just because.
Unconscious.
None of that's gonna get you. So you got 5.
Yeah.
You're looking at him, and you just cannot, for the life of you, like it's like you can't concentrate. It's like something is just. You're just kind of in the moment. You try to like remember what happened, and you can't pull anything back. There's just nothing there. But as you're sitting there, you're kind of looking at him, and you're watching the outside go by, like at an extra slow pace, just slowly go by. You seem like you've been sitting here for hours.
Yeah.
Through the back of the cart, like there's the window, and you can see this golden figure in the distance, still just kind of quickly sweeping his hands, and he's like he's just searching for something and he can't find it. And he raises his hand up, and like a bright light begins to come from it, and he makes a fist, and you can almost like this ear-piercing ring in your head. You don't really feel any pain, but you feel like if you could feel pain, this would hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Like you almost wince, but then you realize there's no feeling. But the cart itself just kind of seems to just like almost a mist disappear in front of you, and you're standing. You can look down, you can see your body, and kind of this corporeal, see-through blue glowiness, and on your chest, your symbol of helm, it lightly glows, but what glows brighter is these scratch marks that you've created through it. It's almost kind of like a more of like a golden scar across your chest, and like the low kind of pulse of a golden outline of Helm's symbol. You seem to be standing in kind of a maze, like a garden, a hedge maze, and the hedges go far into the air, and you seem much closer to this figure as you can look up and you can see him like kind of his back shoulder as he looms many hundreds of feet above you, and he seems to just be searching around, and he begins to turn your way. What do you do as he turns towards you?
Oh boy. I stand up.
Yep. And like your back is kind of to a it looks like you've been going through this hedge maze, but it looks like you've come to a dead end, and you have to turn back. So your back is to the hedge, and he turns, and he kind of rubs, like his hand, it just kind of goes over where you are as he kind of reaches out, and he stops for a moment. And then he continues to go past you.
What is he, senpai? All right, on to that. And then I'm gonna start trying to work my way out of the hedge maze.
Yeah, you're gonna start going forward.
Start walking out.
It's looks very lack of color again, but you can still see like slight greens. You look up in the sky, and the sky is almost like pitch black, but these kind of very similar to the almost vapor that seems to come off people, kind of clouds that go through the sky, and they all kind of lead in to above this figure. And above him, as you look past, you almost think you can kind of see like, it kind of looks like there's this almost like a golden sphere above him. And as you kind of look, roll a perception check.
14.
14.
Yeah.
It almost, you think you can see, it looks like an inverted city hanging in the air. A golden city. You can kind of see the tops of buildings as you look, and it's like the small. It's a very large sphere above him, but like just from you looking, it's like almost a little cloudy, but you can kind of see through it a little bit. A couple of the bigger buildings. It's maybe pointing down, and you want to begin trying to find your way out.
Yeah, try to start walking out of the hedge maze.
All right. Well, you're just kind of backed up like you're here, and it's kind of a square, and it goes forward, and you can see several. You can see 2 paths that go to the left, and then 3 to the right, and then it goes forward, and then it forks off in 2 directions. Which way do you want to head?
Right.
The first right?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are in the cart, and you're riding around.
Sweet.
You guys are going down the main road. Again, you haven't really seen any Crimson Knights, any soldiers of any kind. Just people going back and forth. They kind of pass you on the side of the road, and you get some glances, but they seem more to be checking out your ride than yourselves, really. Okay. And you see in the distance, probably 300 feet away, off in the distance. We'll not give it a real measurement, but far enough away to where they can't really. They may see you coming, but still turn back if you want. That distance. But you can see the wooden wall that kind of seems to circle around very far off in each direction, and you can see it kind of go up hills and then go down the back of the hill on this side, and this side kind of goes out. And you guys aren't that far away from the beach itself. Like in the distance, you can see the water, and you can see that this wall kind of goes to the side and ends in a looks like a watchtower by the beach. But it comes through, and you can see there's a couple of openings on each side. It seems to be like maybe the farmers use and such. But then there is a what would you call it? I won't call it a gate, but it looks like the wall themselves. They come up, and then where the road comes through, it's like the wall is just kind of teetered on like a
pivot.
On a pivot.
Yeah.
It's just kind of open. It looks like you can see the ropes on the backside that hold it, and they are tied down to cranks. And there are how many of them are there? There's not just one dude, okay? There's a group of 5 men that are standing at this opening, but they don't look to be like. Let's see, what is your passive? 20. AO from this distance. You're probably the only one that can get it passive without rolling. They look to not be wearing any kind of armor. That's what you can tell from here. They look humanoid, but they seem to be.
By my experience, that normal? Or do they usually?
There's usually at least a couple of guards in this area. Well, we'll say like I'm trying to think of the actual. It's not like a platoon or anything, but there's like 6 to 8 that just kind of like behind this wall. There's like a kind of a little camp area that they stay, and they swap out and such. But they don't seem to be there. There seems to be 5 other humanoids standing there, and you can just like kind of tell from the distance. There's a lot of browns, possibly leather armor.
Yeah, nothing that kind of signifies anyone being any above anyone else.
From this distance, you can make a perception check, try to squint it out a little bit, but right now you can't get that.
Not good. 18 though.
18. You don't get anything better than you already have, but it is to you. It is kind of weird. This is not normal.
Hymo, be on alert. Something odd about these guys, these guards.
Okay. Are they like?
Usually they have formal attire, I guess. Yeah.
What are they wearing?
Just regular leathers.
Thieves get?
Seems like it. I don't know. Just be aware.
That could be a good thing then.
And at this time, but before you say anything, as you guys are kind of talking it over, Hymo and Ao, a couple of travelers are passing you by, and you can kind of hear them mumble under their breath to each other about how they were charged 10 gold for their own safety.
It's like mercenaries.
Float back to where Brog is.
Yeah.
Hello. Change your mind about the eye, didn't you? We can still go back and get the other one.
That thing's actually pretty valuable. It
Yeah,
has tons of uses.
and it's really cool too.
How do you know to do all that stuff? Like,
Oh, I
where'd
grew
you
up in the
learn?
forest.
Near the Crimson Peaks.
Yes. Hunting is kind of my thing.
Did you see any dragons?
Oh, yes. I know lots about dragons. Brog looks angry.
Why? I can tell she looks angry. Why are you so upset?
Dragons are just... They cause so much havoc, always burning down our huts. And I mean, a couple of them are okay. They don't seem to, cause that much trouble. But that black dragon,
Oh, tell me about
so frustrating.
it. Yeah. We've met the black dragon once.
I have sworn that I will bring him down and then possibly eat him. I don't know.
I have swore the same.
We have many things in common, you and I.
Yeah. He cooked me.
He cooked you.
He fried me.
But didn't eat you.
No.
Curious. Curious. There was another one, actually. That black one. I think it came back with an egg. So, I hadn't seen a dragon egg in ever. I'm not old enough. But, yeah, that was the first one that I'd ever seen. It was extraordinary and also terrifying. If the black dragon were to raise the new dragon, then it would be like having two of the black dragons, and they will eat all of the sheep.
Maybe one day you can show me where the black dragon is.
You wish to visit my hut up in the peaks?
If that's required, yes. I would love to go to your hut. And visit your peaks.
After we find Tom, we'll bring her back safely.
I'll get in trouble. So we'll just kind of continue talking.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I tell you all about the beautiful
always-
forests and the peaks, and they're gorgeous.
So, Ao, with your 20 passive perception.
Yeah.
Like you guys have, there seems to be, you guys have passed more people earlier on, and it seems like the traffic flow has slowed down considerably. And in the distance, you can see there's a few more people that are coming through, but it also looks like other people are just turning around and going back. They're not going through the gate. You can see that some people kind of seem to be talking to him, and he's very moving his hands a lot and like throwing his hands up. But then the
Angry, hesitant, or what? What do they seem like?
seems insistent more than like. There's no like clasping or like fists, but he's just like. And then the three are the two men and the woman that seem to be talking. They just kind of like shrug and like throw their hand and turn and walk off. And as they do, you're still quite a distance away, but you can see that there seems to be from the other side of the gate two similarly dressed men begin to kind of follow them as they walk away. And they seem to kind of like look over their shoulder and like turn in and confront these guys. But the other thing is several of the people, not all of them, but you've noticed several of the people on the tops of their hands as they're kind of walking. They seem to have like almost like stamps, but like ink, and something's been drawn on the back of their hand. It almost kind of looks like a black circle with kind of like a line through the middle of it.
Haimo,
Yeah.
I think these guards, they don't seem like normal guards. They seem more like mercenaries.
Yeah. Did you hear that one card talking about they were charging for protection?
Yeah.
They're gonna try to charge us a good bit. Man,
I saw...
look at this ride.
That is true. I saw two following another couple off. Do you want to go check it out?
We can. Want to get these guys?
Well, how about we park here for a minute?
Okay, that'll work.
As you guys are if you stop, and while you guys are having this conversation, you can see that off in the distance, the two that have walked up they've drawn swords, and the three that they seem to be having this issue with, like throw their hands up, and one of the men reached for his pouch, and then you can see clearly he throws the gold pouch, and one of them catches it, and they all just kind of laugh at each other, and they put their swords away and turn and walk off.
Okay. Haimo, it doesn't seem like they're here for official business.
So they're not protecting anything but their pockets.
Yeah.
How do we want to go about this then? Man, I hate to say it, we got Oceron dead in the back. I don't have time for that bullshit.
Let's just make sure we're prepared. just in case.
How far off was the stuff that just happened? Was that behind us?
No, listen.
It's in front
of you
Right in
guys.
front.
Yeah.
You guys, like, this is still, like, Ao can see this, and Hamo can, like, if he points it out to you, you can kind of make out what's going on. If he explains it to you, like, once he tells you what's happening, you can see it.
Yeah.
But, Scrine, you won't be able to.
Yeah.
I just thought about how Ao was actually inside the car. I don't know how he's seeing all this, but he is. He's just kind of looking out the
Leaning
window.
out the
I guess.
window.
Window, I guess. Yeah.
But I got to give you guys hints somehow. So, Hymo, you picked
Yeah.
up some of this too. But
this is
Ao has definitely seen you've seen definitely the people with the marks, and like you can hear them talking outside the cart. And so maybe it's more of like you see it, but Hymo, you see it a little more clearly than Ao can from where he is. We'll do it that way. We'll clear that up.
Did the people that just gave over the gold, did they get a stamp as well after they paid?
It's pretty far away, but
And did I see them walking toward the three people?
so the way it went down was they seemed to have some kind of a disagreement
Right.
with the kind of guy that was standing on the road.
Probably
With the
paying the toll.
like two on each side, and the one was kind of standing in there talking to him. And then they just seemed to have a disagreement and turned and started walking away. And then two others that you couldn't see from the other side of the wall began to step forward. And then the three, one of them threw a gold pouch, and then the two seemed to leave them alone, laughing, and they turned and kind of ran off in the distance. But other than that, as far as being able to see their hands clearly, can't really pick that up from here.
Okay.
But they didn't look like anybody drew anything on them or anything.
Okay.
Oh, Hamel's belly, getting him every time.
Booing everything, man.
Very
So pretty much, I think he was in agreement with you. So whatever you want to do, I think Hamel's got your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait and see. If they try any shit, we're gonna fuck them up.
True.
Now
I
you
couldn't
make
see
an
it. I can tell you that. All right, so I guess we'll.
I guess you control Hymo for. a minute?
Well, I'll kind of just look back. I mean, it's too late to turn around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they saw us.
Yeah. Well, let's just creep up then. Kind of cautiously.
Okay. So you guys want to continue forward?
Yep.
All right. Cautiously. It's like just kind of a slow ride,
In the cart.
like a comfy
we're
slow
taking
ride.
it easy.
Yeah.
I'm
Like I said, you
gonna
guys
lean back a little bit,
you guys
yeah.
were still a bit away, so it'll take like another couple. We'll say like another 3 to 5 minutes for you guys to actually get to him at a slow pace. No one else. I guess now that you guys are looking, Hamo and Ao will be able to notice that no one else comes to the gate, and you can see in the distance other people are kind of turning around too, and that the guy in the middle of the road, they seem to be like kind of talking and pointing and like shaking their heads at each other, and the same two that you'd seen before began to jog or run down the road, and they're joined by another one from the other side, and they seem to be heading that direction.
So are they not letting people into the city or out of the city?
Well, you guys haven't seen anybody go in yet, but they seem to be giving people a hard time
Trying to leave.
going through their gate.
Okay.
As you guys get closer, you'd be able to recognize, and Hamo as well, that these seem to be your typical highwaymen that are charging people prices to travel through the area, as there seems to be no real guards or anything around.
Riff raff.
But yeah, so you guys continue forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Scraz lean back, like arms folded, just like this.
I mean, Brog is riding behind the chariot. She's not wiser
Yep.
to what's going on.
All right. Well, you guys will continue on, and then like they see you coming, like they turn and see you, and the guy that's kind of been standing in the road kind of begins to walk forward, and he's kind of got his hands up, and he's kind of waving at you guys. He's got a big grin on his face. You can see he's human, and he has leather armor on. no cloak or anything, but kind of black but oily, slicked back hair, and a scruffy face. He's got seems to have like a piece of straw in his mouth.
Can I do a
He's
perception
smiling,
roll?
very big, toothy smile at you guys.
I want to
Seems to be
see.
missing a couple of his bottom teeth.
I want to see if he has a long range weapon on him.
Oh yeah, well you can see that from here without having to make a perception check. But they all seem to have a looks between short swords and long swords. The belt, a couple daggers on the other side. You can plainly see and a quiver on his back and a bow string across his chest.
Dang.
They seem to be armed,
Yeah.
but welcoming.
Of course. Of course.
So are we.
Yeah. All right.
And but yeah, you guys get closer, and he's like walking forward, and I guess you guys will pull up. The real question is, do you guys stop? As he kind of gives this very strange way of speaking, but he's like, "Oh, hello, strangers.
Do you mind moving?
Oh, yes, we do. As you see, this is the gate to the crows, as you may call it." And he kind of coughs a little bit and spits on the ground. "And to pass through our gate, you must pay the toll, but it's for your own good."
I just kind of laugh out loud.
Oh, Master Dwarf, you seem to understand. It's just business is all.
Absolutely. Well, how much is the toll?
Oh, it's merely 10 gold per head.
10 gold per head.
And he kind of like begins to kind of counting to himself. He's kind of walking past. He's kind of got this odd little kind of strut. He kind of sticks his foot out a little further than it should and kind of stomp down his heels. He's walking like, 1, 2, and he kind of like climbs up into the cart and just kind of peers in at you guys.
You're gonna let him into your car.
Sleeping 3, 4, 5. These. He kind of looks at you with the carpet.
Fancy, right?
Are these with you? As he turns and looks back towards you.
They're all with me.
They're yours? And he kind of motions to Hamo, and
They are their own. But yes, we are traveling together.
no. Good. All right. That is 100 gold.
Oh, wow, 100.
Oh, my friend, you're as a businessman, I feel like your math is a little off.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What should it be then?
Well, as I look around, how many it's him, and then how many are around?
You can see him, and then you can see 2 guys on each side of the gate and the wall. They're just kind of sitting back, and as you guys are talking, a couple of them kind of stood up and they're listening.
Okay.
I'm going to pop out of the carriage.
Yeah, you're gonna get out.
Yeah.
All right, and that's the side he's on. Or if you jump on his side, then he'll kind of spin around and kind of back away. Oh, hello.
Hello. Who stationed you here? Why are you here?
We stationed. Well, it's he kind of looks back a little bit. Well, it's I don't see how it's any of your business, really. Official business, I'll have you know.
Official? Who's your boss?
Yeah, he kind of like sits there for a second. He just kind of like shrugs the guys. What the fuck are we gonna tell you for?
It
You
might
gonna
be
pay
worth
the
your
gold
life.
to get through or not?
I can tell you it could be worth your life.
Oh. Oh, and he kind of like starts walking back to his friends. Worth our life, you hear that, boys? And they all kind of give a chuckle, and they all like the 2 on each side kind of begin to step forward, and you can see hands on weapons. And he kind of turns around and kind of like has his arms out, and he's like, I mean, a mere 100 gold seems like a trifle for your own lives, I would say.
I'll make another deal. I'll give you 10 gold for all of you.
I was thinking 20 per head on their part, my friend.
They don't seem like they have much.
60 gold for your lives. We'll accept it right now.
10 gold to keep you alive.
Yeah, like starts rubbing his nose and just he's got like this smile on his face. Well, boys, we got another group of smartasses. All right, and he kind of does his hands like this and roll initiative. Oh, me. All right.
21.
21. So 20 and above, give me that. So AO is 21. 15 and above.
17.
17. All right, I'm just gonna have them. IMO. 10 to 15.
12.
12.
All right, which one do you want to go first?
Roll off.
17.
19.
So Ray and then Brawl. Brog. Who's left? It's just you?
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I rolled a 1.
With
But
the new
it's-
dice?
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
All right, then.
I have.
That's so different.
All right.
How much does this cost you?
So there are 5 of them, but we're going to do theater of the mind for this fight.
Sure.
The guy in the middle of the road is at this point he's only like 10 feet away from the cart, and the other 4 behind him are about 30 foot away from the cart. So they're all within all of your range, but some of you are mounted, some of you are still in the cart. I think the only one actually up and walking is Ao. So, Ao, yeah, you're up. What do you want to do? They've
right.
drawn their weapons and they're combat ready.
Yeah, so do I. The main guy I was talking to?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to yell out to him. This is your last chance. You can tell your boss, maybe Lady Morgan, that I need to speak to her. Or we can fight, and you will die.
And let's see me think what the reaction that you would get. He kind of winces when you say Lady Morgan and kind of gives you like the sideways look. But let's see. And he kind of seems to be thinking to himself a bit, but nothing. Yeah, you get nothing right now through that.
Okay. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on that guy.
Yeah,
Approach him
yeah.
and start taking an attack.
Okay, yeah, get him. And it's the first attack, so you get all the bonuses and stuff.
Yeah.
I forget that these part rangers and shit.
Total's going to be 28.
20. Oh yeah, it hits. I need to mark these individually.
I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade.
Yeah. Are you doing lethal or non-lethal damage?
Try to go non-lethal on this one.
Okay. Oop.
Calm down, man.
That's what he did to that guy. Threw it down on him.
34.
34 damage. Okay. So this guy's gonna fall. So how do you want it to happen? As you rush up to him and you got green flame blade on and you attack him, how do you
I'm going
want
to spin down and stab him in the knee.
Yeah.
Light him up.
Stab him in the knee and it bursts into flames and he kind of yells and just seems to kind of pass out
To
the ground.
He got stabbed in the knee.
I mass rolled for them and they're next, and as this guy falls, they all seem to like stiffen, but then yell and approach you. They run in. They don't dash, but they run to you within their movement speed, and they are going to try to attack you. There's 4 of them left. One of them, they all have different weapons. Well, one of them has his bow drawn. 2 of them have swords out, and one guy has a 2-handed hammer in his hands. So they run up. The first one is going to swing, but 11 doesn't hit you. That's the hammer. The second one, 18, does that hit you?
Yeah, it just hit me.
Okay. 9 damage.
Okay.
And he only swings once. The second one, 13. And the last one takes a shot with his bow. And that misses. So,
All right.
so yeah, the one of them comes up and swings down with the hammer, and you sidestep him. The other one swings with the a short sword and like grazes you across the chest a little bit. And another one comes up and tries to make a stab, and you're able to step past, and an arrow flies by your head. As
Sounds pretty.
pretty epic.
Yeah.
1v5 going on right now. As the one is kind of laid out in front of you. Hymo, it is your turn. You are still on the cart, but there are shadows to jump to, namely these guys' shadows themselves.
Ooh.
As it is about, like I said, 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the day, so the sun is kind of.
The guy that shot the bow and arrow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump to his shadow.
Okay, yeah, it's
Don't kill him.
30 foot away, and you he's sitting there and he shoots the arrow and he's looking, and suddenly Hamo just kind of steps sideways out of his shadow, almost like just kind of stepping out from behind him. He's there. He seems completely unaware that you were behind him, but for stat wise, you don't get any bonuses or anything except for your advantage to hit.
I'm definitely gonna take it. What? It's only on one, right?
Oh, your first attack is advantage, right?
It does.
Yeah. First one.
And
No,
then
I
you
get
got it over actually too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's only on one.
So
Yeah.
bonus action jump and get him.
What's it? 18?
It hits.
Hold on, let me see if I can get a crit. Wait, no. That one actually only
That was
for
for the first one, right?
Hmm.
All three of those were for the first one, right?
No.
Okay.
One on was. What about 14?
14 to hit. No, that just misses.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna hit this guy. Ooh, it's not D6, it's D8.
What kind of damage you doing to him?
Non-lethal.
Damage.
Non-lethal.
11.
11 damage.
Yeah.
All right. That's your first attack.
Yep.
Okay. He's still standing after that, but you hit him in the back of the head, and he looks stunned. So that's your first attack. You got a.
Oh, I missed the second.
Oh, you missed the second one.
14.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then I jump so I don't get the.
That's the
bonus
okay.
action.
That's right. That's okay. My bad. I was like, wait a minute. I think he's got more than that. But yeah, that guy's still up. But you laid hands on him, and he seems to be like you just hooked him up. Raynor, it's your turn. You're standing in your magic carpet. 30. Well, no, now I guess about 15 feet away is how far they are from you.
How high can my carpet fly up?
I think it can move 30. It's 30 feet
30
per
feet.
turn, so it can go up and it can go as high as
So
you
I'll
want to
go
go.
up and kind of
As you
over a
can
little
kinda-
bit to him.
Yeah, so you take half. Yeah, you can get right above him.
I'm gonna let's see how you want to play it, but I'm gonna cast telekinesis on the little drawbridge thing that they got going on,
Okay.
and just kind of try to pick it up and pull it apart.
Okay, so it's on the hinge. It's up, and on the back side. Well, let's say if you're looking at it on the back side, there's two ropes that are tied down to it, and they're both on these wheels that have it's like cranks that they're stuck down on. You can see
It
there's
says
there's a release on each of them.
This is like a move of object up to that weighs up to 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. So you just want to you want to like break
Yeah, I'm
them,
gonna break it off.
or do you want to just release it and let the drawbridge go?
No, I'm gonna break it.
Okay, so yeah, you break it. You break. Which one do you want to break? There's two of them, and they're both.
Let's do
Well,
one
no,
thing.
it wouldn't be two of them. There's only one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense for me two of them. So there's just one.
Yeah, I'll just break it off.
Yeah, and
kinda-
it breaks, and the rope just comes free, and the gate swings and like scrapes on the ground. It's like and just kind of digs in, and it's closed.
I'll throw it to the side.
Yeah, and then you can like.
You know,
It's kind of better. You can't really see it anymore. You can see it, but the rest of you guys, you just kind of see like a couple of pieces gonna fly from behind the wall. And I guess this wall is probably about 10 feet tall. But like I said, it's mostly just large trees stuck in the ground. They're shaved off to a point. So yeah, you did that. You broke it, and of course they all like, turn and look surprised.
No escaping.
Yep. Anything else you want to do? How's your movement and your turn?
Yeah,
Brah!
Brag! All right, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark onto. So there were 2 and 2. How many are surviving now? That
There's
were up near
still
the gate?
4. There
There
was
are still
5
4
total,
there?
but now there's 4 left.
But you cast non-lethal damage on which one?
The archer in the back that's still closest to the gate.
Okay.
He didn't get hit by the gate because he's off to the side still. But
Okay, well,
I thought about that. I was like, does he get smacked by the gate? Like, no, he didn't go out in the middle of the road. They were already on the side, so he just like pulled it out and shot. Anyway.
Okay, so the second furthest from the back, then the one that hasn't been hit before, I'm
Alright.
going to cast Hunter's Mark.
that would
onto
be one of the
one.
short sword ones.
Cool. And then I'm going to use my longbow. All right.
Let's see. What's from shooting from horseback? Does that give you disadvantage?
I couldn't see anything. I know some people get advantage being on the horse, but I don't think
As long as it's
I don't
not
get
moving.
advantage.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're standing still,
stationary.
you're stationary. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
roll
standing.
a hit.
Okay, so 20.
That hits.
All right. And then,
What type of damage are you doing before you do it?
oh, wait, hold up.
Okay, let me know.
D8, not a D20. I'm doing the longbow, bam.
Yeah, you shoot him with the bow.
Yeah.
You try to kill him?
Yeah. Bragg wasn't part of your conversation. She doesn't have
That's
the
true.
ring on.
Pra doesn't have the ring. She doesn't
She doesn't know
do.
what you're on about. What's the D8 again? Is this the D8?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Sure is.
Cool. All right. But it's plus 13. So
No,
13,
it
14,
wouldn't be
15.
13 damage. That's the hit. Is your 13.
Already? No.
Alright.
No, it is. Because it's my weapon, and then it's plus 4, and then it's plus my proficiency, plus my dex.
You don't
That's
add-
your 2 hit.
Yeah, you don't add your proficiency to damage.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
gonna be.
It's
What, is
press-
it a dex weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lombo's dead.
Okay, so it'd be +4. So
Longbow's strength, isn't it?
is it?
And then my longbow's plus 1 as well. So
So your damage plus whatever the stat is, it goes into it +1. That's what you get. So you roll a d8.
So what's
Yeah.
rolling? What's
yeah,
rolling
I rolled a 2.
So you rolled a 2 plus how much is your dex?
4.
Okay, so 2 plus 4
6.
plus 1.
And then it's a plus 1 weapon. Yeah.
7.
All right. And then I get a plus 6 as well because I cast on
That's right.
There you go.
plus another 2.
All right.
How much total?
So 9.
9 damage?
Yeah.
All right, you shoot him, and the arrow goes deep, but he's still standing, and he's gonna go, ah! That hits him deep in his shoulder. And that is Brog's turn.
Yeah, that's my action and bonus action.
Oh, sad. I wrote down Oceron, but it's Scrine's turn.
Keep doing that.
Dang.
He improved you.
This is the good one.
He improved me.
So I don't know how much it actually, to dismount, I think it's half your speed, same as getting up, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're 15 feet away, so you can hop down and get to him because you got 30 movement speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get there.
Okay.
I'm writing it all
All right.
down before.
Well,
but-
before I do, I'm gonna grab my necklace.
Trying to figure out 2 hit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold it in front of me.
No, I mean,
Burning fury.
And you hear this music. Kind of like spins out and like in the background like a door flexes and lava shoots up in the air. And you hold your hand up in the air. And the sword just kind of appears. You grab a hold of it. Like an explosion. And it seems not even a second's passed by. As you do.
Yeah. And then I will I'll jump up and I will run. Are the 2 long swordsmen stand by side by side?
They're all a big clump.
Okay.
They're all there, except for the one in the very back with the bow.
Okay. So yeah, I'll walk up and
There's 2 short swords, 1 two-hander, and then the one far in the back.
okay, I'll swing at the 2-hander guy first.
Yeah.
Non-lethal damage.
Okay. So you rear back and you're hitting him with like the side of your sword.
Yeah. 16.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. Yeah, that's first swing. Booty. 13 on the second attack.
Oh, to hit?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. And a third attack. 22.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
Give me the damage.
two hits.
Give me the damage for the first hit.
All right. uh, 16 plus 6. 22. Yeah.
All right. He's going to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
so...
well, I'll swing this kind of sideways from the back of the head and just knock him face first in the dirt.
Yeah, and the flame was on there too, so he like hit him in the back, and it just kind of goes boom, like fire, and like, just kind of like smoke and falls on his face. There's like a bald spot on the back of his head where the fire hit. And then you're able to carry your second attack over.
All right.
So do the damage to the next one.
Sweet.
Are you hitting the one that hasn't been damaged yet, or the short sword that has been damaged?
This will be the short sword that has been damaged.
Okay.
And I'll savage attacker this one. All right.
Overkill, really.
Yeah.
19.
A 19 damage.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do this one for you. You hit this guy with the side of your sword, and he just kind of goes flying off in the distance, and like face first, just kind of scoots across the ground, and his body almost falls, but it's like he dug enough dirt to where his legs just gonna stick up in the air.
Wait, did he do the thing from Ridiculousness, the scorpion, where his face is on the ground, his legs are
Yeah, like, kind of like over his head.
the back of his head.
Yoga pose.
Yep. So that is there's the one short swordsman left and the bowman left, and that goes back to the top of the order to Ao.
It's your last chance.
And you say that, and just looking at their faces, you can see that they have the oh shit looks.
Yeah.
And, but it's not their turns; they can't do anything. But they definitely
I'm gonna
like
hold
give you
my
the.
attack then.
All right, what you gonna hold your action? What are you gonna? What's gonna trigger it?
Anything that gets within striking range.
Okay, the short swordsman's still within range.
Yes.
So like if they like make an attack on you, wanna okay. Cool. So yeah, the short swordsman, if he does anything, then you'll be able to attack him. The bowman is out of your range, but that's okay. So that goes to them. The dude with the short sword just kind of looks at everyone, like the other three lay on the ground, and he turns to his right and begins to run away, which will give you an opportunity of attack if you want to take it.
Yeah.
Pin him down.
I'm going non-lethal again. I guess I'm gonna try to stab at the hip or leg.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'd be like, use like the hilt and just like bash him if you'd want to.
Yeah, let's do that. 24.
That hits. And you got a scrying in range.
I'm gonna throw my sneak attack on top of him.
Doom, boom, boom. So sneaky.
And I'm going, well, never mind. Uh, 19.
19 damage?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he's going down. He is going down. And I even imagine this one, like he turns to run and you just kind of follow through and hit him in the back of the head. And the force of the blow, even though it's the dexterity, but you still hit him hard enough that he kind of like topples forward and does a flip.
Under his own momentum, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't like hit his feet on the ground, he just goes forward and his face on the ground and another scorpion. It's like his legs go over his head, but it like carries him over enough to where he flops onto his back. It looks very painful, like he probably hurt something. And the guy with the bow, who Jaime was behind, also. Well, actually, he just drops his weapon and like holds his hands up. And that's what he does. It says mercy. And Jaime, that's your turn. What are you gonna do?
It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one.
So he drops his weapon and asks for mercy, and Jaime gets his fists out.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
All right.
28,
Yeah, it hits.
26. That's a fail. 12.
12 does not hit.
Try to turn it into a 20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 21.
21. He's going down. He had he was kind of hobbling away, or like he's already like kind of wobbling, and so you deliver 2 blows, and they're so fast they're almost simultaneous. And anything special you want to happen to this dude? I mean, was that non-lethal damage? I don't remember if you said or not.
Yeah, no.
It is.
I mean, I'll kill the guy if I have to. Don't, Boom, just let me have this.
Well, we'll come back to that. Tell me what happens to him.
I'm gonna elbow him in the back of the head, and then kind of spin around him while still keeping in contact with him.
Yeah.
Grab his head and knee him.
Knee him? Okay.
Yeah.
And like you knee him in the face, and as his head comes back, you can like see his eyes are like rolled back, and blood coming from his nose and mouth, and he falls back to the ground. But he's like, it looks like he's almost like kind of seizuring a little bit after you hit him, and he may be dying. He looks like he's in a lot of pain, and yeah, it's from. Give me a message check, real quick,
About to fail.
or if a history check is higher, you can make one of those.
No, my medicine check. That just went ham in the motherfucking bank, baby. Yeah. Medicine 20.
Yeah, this guy's definitely dying.
I'm gonna dash over and hit him with a cure wounds.
Okay, yeah, you come over to him with Q wounds. How much HP you give him back?
It's D8 plus 3, so 4.
4. Okay. Well, he like his. It seems like it's from the damage that you did to him. Like his body, he's going into shock. Like something in his brain, something went wrong, and but you come over and heal him. And his eyes pop back open. He's and still blood on his face, like, and he kind of like scoots back a little bit. And we'll drop combat. at that
Look
point.
around, see if anybody else is dying.
No. The rest of them seem
Okay.
to be unconscious. This guy, Hamo intended to do non-lethal damage, but
I do.
we got a little carried away on it.
It's how you need him.
I think he was unconscious from the first hit. And the second was a little.
Let's roll together with all four.
He had a couple of failed death saves already. The second attack. But anyway, the rest of them are unconscious, and this is Bowman, panic in his eyes. He's like tries to scoot away, like just trying to get his breath back.
All right, Bowman, who's your boss?
And he kind of like stammering and points to the first guy that you guys put on the ground.
Walk over to him.
Yeah. Smack him
pick
up. You're able to bring him back to consciousness after some good smacks.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he kind of like hold his leg a little bit where you stabbed him. And like he's like trying to not look at you. Bastards.
What happened to the guard over here?
There's no guards. He kind of looks at you, and you can tell he's about to say "pay the toll," and he's just like goes back to holding his leg. No, you can pass. It's okay. You're free to go through. And he kind of like looks back and sees the gate shut. What the hell?
I take out 10 gold and put it on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the deal.
He kind of looks at it. He kind of looks back at you, and he just kind of sits there quietly. He kind of reaches, puts one hand over the gold pouch and kind of puts it to the side and into his pocket.
But the other part of the deal is you're gonna have to leave this area.
And with that, we'll say that the rest of them are starting to kind of come to, and he's like kind of getting up and limping over. He's like, and starts like grabbing one of them and trying to pull a couple of them along, and they start trying to get away from you guys, going to their right, your left. But they all are trying to get away from you.
How much gold they got?
No.
I'm not here to rob them.
Yeah.
I was gonna make them pay to live, but
One of them still got like an arrow stuck in his shoulder. But yeah, you guys have ran off of the Highwayman, and we'll take a break right there. Actually, it's been an hour and a half that we've been playing, so we'll take a break.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll come back and see if we make it to Summershade tonight. Be right back, everybody. Hey, Gersh, we are back. Hello. Did you miss us? We missed you. I promise we did. So before the break, you guys fought some Highwaymen, kicked the crap out of them, and and ran them off. So now you guys are sitting outside a closed gate because Raynor closed the gate. And before we get back to that, let's ship it over back to Oceron real quick. Oceron, you are in this hedge maze, and this giant golden figure helm is scouring over it, looking for someone. And you went forward, you turned right.
That's the play.
So you turn right, and before you, there's the path seems to go back right again, and then it goes right again. And
Oh, please, not a fourth one.
you would think that you're going back the way you were, but the path continues straight forward a good distance. It seems that like this should be like you're going straight. You went right again, and it goes a pretty good bit away, and you can see it taking another right.
All right, yeah, I go that way.
Yeah, and so that's when
Yeah.
we get to you take another right, and so far maybe it was far enough back to where you think you're behind where you started, and it's a pretty long straightaway again, and you can see 6 paths to the left and 8 to the right, and then one to the straight, one straight that forks off again. Which one do you want to take?
Oh yeah. Take a left one.
Which one?
Number 4.
Number 4. Number 4. All right. Yeah. Get there. No problem. You kind of hear like sounds like kind of whispers coming from the hedges themselves, and there's kind of a breeze that kind of shakes them like trees. They all kind of move in unison. It almost kind of looks like the whole place is wobbling to you,
Yeah.
but the ground is still stable. But just the trees themselves, the hedges themselves move, and then again, just this ridiculous size and scale as it goes forward, and you see. If you don't even take the time to count, there's just so many paths to the right and so many to the left. You can pick a number, or you can go straight, and again, you can see it forking at the end.
1 through what? How many? 6 on one side, 8 on the other.
Well, yeah. Which number do you want to go through? Like, pick your
9.
number. You got the number 9?
Yeah.
All right. Do number 9. And again, you take a corner. And this time you are led to a dead end.
All right, I'll turn back around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You turn back around. Say you went to number 9 on the left, right?
Yep.
You came in, and it comes back around at least this dead end. And you turn around to go back up, and you turn to the right, and it seems like another long hallway with many numbers of paths on the side. It doesn't seem to lead you back to the same place you were.
Go straight.
You go straight?
Yep.
All right. If you continue to go straight, again, there's all the paths on the sides, and then it forks at the end for 2 more paths that kind of go left and right, but at an angle.
Go left at the fork.
You go left and kind of go. It kind of curves around, and then you continue walking, and you can kind of hear. You think. Make a perception check.
One of those. 8.
8.
Yeah.
You kind of hear the sound of water, but you can't tell which direction it's coming from. Kind of like a fountain seems to be running, or you just hear running water. You're not too sure where, but you can definitely kind of hear it in the distance. And this giant figure is turning and scanning the area, and he kind of is going over your direction again. Anything you want to do? There's the hedges on the side. You are still kind of just going around. Your path is straight. There's nowhere to go off to the sides. Anything you want to do?
You said the figure is coming toward me?
Well, it's turning. You can only kind of see its waist up.
Okay.
And from where you are, you're kind of like looking up at it. And it is, it kind of like leads with its hand, like it's trying to feel across the top of all the
bushes.
of the bush. Yeah, and it seems to be coming around. It's from where you are, it's kind of getting closer. Anything you want to do before it gets to you?
Yeah, I guess. I don't even think ducking in the hedges would be the best idea.
Well, he's definitely looking for you.
Yeah, take off running.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
dashing.
So you're gonna try to even with you dashing around, you dash around, and you can still he's going to be turning faster than you can actually run. But you start down here, you come up at the top, but as you get around this curve, you can see that there's an opening, and it leads to what looks to be like a little fountain area.
Yeah, run that way.
Go that way?
Yep.
Okay, and the hand passes over you, and it kind of slows down a little bit, and you can kind of feel almost like the hairs on the back of your neck kind of begin to stand up, and you can kind of hear almost sounds like thunder in the air to you, but it kind of goes, and it stops, and then you look forward in the fountain, and you can see there's two figures there, and they seem to be almost in this kind of gray and smoky world, very bright, like white, like looking directly at them almost kind of hurts your eyes, but they don't give off this great light that fills up the area. It's just them themselves are very bright. Kind of hurts to look, and it looks kind of like a woman with her legs crossed, looking to the side, and you can see her arms and her face are more dull in color, but her hair and the dress she's wearing are what's so bright. And then behind her, there is a very large figure that seems to be some sort of knight standing with its arms crossed. And there's no mistaking that this seems to be Owen and Mercule. But again, instead of the dark shadow is replaced with this luminescent white. Again, that doesn't light the area around them. They just seem to be it's like a reverse, like a black void that you can look into. Yeah. Instead, it's like this white light. And they're just kind of standing there, or he's standing there with his arms crossed, facing towards you while she's kind of looking off to the side. And the hand lingers there, and then it begins to pass. It almost kind of makes this noise as it goes over. He seems to turn, continues to look.
Walk up towards the two figures.
Yeah.
Yep. And say, "Can you hear me, or can you see me?" Some try to talk.
What do you say?
Help, because I was about to say something else, but no. Yeah, just something like help or anything. Can you see me, hear me, anything?
And she's sitting there, and she kind of she has the reaction of she kind of heard something and looks around a little bit, and then she kind of slowly turns to you, and she has a slight smile on her face, but her smiles always seem very odd, and there's no emotion behind it. It seems like she just is sitting there with a completely normal face. There's no smile on her eyebrows or eyes. It's just a
smile. Yeah.
She kind of turns towards you and says, "Oh, hello."
Hi.
And so you guys are sitting in front of the gate.
Yep.
We are.
You just ran these guys off. They're running off into the distance. You can see the dust from their boots as they're trying to get away from you quickly. And what do you guys want to do?
And the gate is closed.
Broken clothes.
It is now.
Broken.
Did they say that nobody was here at this outpost?
They told us they were there for official business, but I know for a fact that there's supposed to be guards here.
Have you been here before?
I have. It was a couple years ago. But things are different.
Were those Thieves Guild members?
I don't know. One did give pause when I mentioned Lady Morgan.
As if she or he knew the name?
Yeah. Or knew of her.
guess let's continue on now.
Okay. I will raise the gate.
Okay, you're using the telekinesis to raise the gate back up.
So I got 10 minutes of it.
Okay, yeah.
Concentration thing.
So, yeah, you didn't do anything else, so you still have your concentration going. And I guess you're just able to just whatever you want to move within, as long as you're concentrating on the spell, you can.
It's within range.
Okay, so yeah, you are able to raise the gate up. Do you want to like use it to like pull the ropes back down, or you just like grab the gate and lift it back
just
up?
the gate.
Okay, yeah. So you can pick up 1,000 pounds. You could probably almost pull this thing off, really. But yeah, I guess it's actually these big wooden logs, so it's probably pretty heavy. But you're able to swing it back open, and you guys can pass. You guys can pass through if you'd like to. You guys tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna pop back in the cart. Does Oceron look different?
Oceron?
Yeah.
How long has it been? Not that long. You can tell that the color is left his
He just looks dead.
yeah, he looks dead, and he's looking more dead as time has passed by. The blood that was towards the surface of the skin is now, obviously pulled down, and his skin looks quite gray. But just from the way his body moves, there's no rigor mortis or anything setting in yet. He's still freshly dead.
All right, I'll continue flying, and I'll just go across because I don't really need the gate. I'm just
Yeah, you just kind of go over it. And you guys pass through?
Yeah.
All right, now you're on the inside of the gate. As you guys go through, excuse me, you see that there are the tents that are there for the guards that watch this area, usually. And there's a fire that's lit. Or no, there's not a fire that's lit.
No,
It's
early in the
it's not.
day.
It's too early in the day for them to have the fire going. But you can see that they're like the tents that they sleep in. And there's one to the left as you go through that's just kind of like a cover, and it looks like, or it's where normally you would come through the gate and they would check you. They would come out like someone's usually sitting there. You can see that there are quite a few pieces of parchment and paper stacked up on the table. They seem to be kind of just lazily spread out everywhere, and you can see a little inkwell sitting there that seems to have a paintbrush stuck in the top of it.
All right, I guess I'm gonna pop out and then check it out.
Yeah, you want to get down and look?
Yeah.
The papers themselves. There's also a bag, a couple of smaller bags of gold there as well. They seem to be just kind of thrown down. But the papers themselves seem to be passes, permission to leave the city and to re-enter. Just looking over it, it's got a royal seal on it, and it is specifically for people that were in the city that have left and then are allowed to come back.
Okay, so I pick up a handful of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough for everybody.
Yeah, you get you can. I mean, there's like 15 of them here, so you can grab as many, however many you want. And then there's like 4 bags, smaller bags of gold that are sitting on the table. If you have any interest in that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you get these documents, which they may have just been taken from people.
I'm gonna check the gold.
Yeah, you want to get the gold?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you can. There's a total of like 40 gold in all.
Okay, it goes towards the.
All right.
It goes towards the.
The bill, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you gather 41 gold.
41. All right.
The guy with like the most gold.
That's how
I
you
need
get
that
it.
40 gold, all right?
Where'd it go?
And and I almost forgot. In the distance, there are 2. You can still see them. Those of you that are outside, and Ao. Now that you're out, the 2 that followed these people off seem to be. Yeah, they seem to be dragging one each. They're dragging bodies off the road, off the path, and there's one that remains laying in the road.
They got shadows?
Oh yeah, they do. And these guys, they're a pretty good bit away. They're outside of your jump range, and they don't seem to they're far enough away. They didn't seem to be bothered by this door shutting. So we'll say they're like 1,000 feet away. They're out there, but you can see them, and you can see them. They're dragging people off. The three that seem to be warning people of what was happening at the gate. The people they seemed to have warning ran away, but those three, as far as you can tell, they didn't make it.
Aside from them, is there any signs of like people in windows, or are there people walking around the streets, or?
Well, this is the first gate. You're still in farmland, so there's like a house far in the distance up on the hill, and
All right, so we're not like in a city right now.
no, you're not.
No,
You're
okay.
still pretty much the same that you were before. You just passed through like a border wall.
Yeah, understood.
So yeah, they're dragging. It looks like the two men they're dragging off to the side, and the woman seems to be laying unmoving on the ground. And this is still from like the highest perception people here, like Oceron or Scron. You can really like if they point them out, you just kind of see like some little dots moving far off in the distance.
Yeah, I just take their word for it.
Yeah, but their elven eyes, Legolas can pick up a little more.
That's right.
I start squinting every time they
Yeah,
start
I
pointing out
see.
there. I'm just like,
I don't see anything. It's crazy.
Let's see.
Yeah, I relayed the information to everybody.
Okay. Yep. And he tells you about what he sees, and they are dragging them off in the direction of the ocean.
Huh.
How's that sit with everyone?
Yeah, Jaimo, do you feel like taking care of this?
Yeah,
Do
listen.
We got some more fight left in us.
Yeah. Turn around.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going back, baby.
Wait. Well, they're still.
Yeah,
they're
they're
headed. Yeah, they're headed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speed up.
Yeah, you're gonna
Speed up.
get into a good run. And it'll take a little bit, like not like minutes or anything for you guys to ride quickly over there. But you see them. They got like one by the legs and another one by the hands. They pull them off about 50 feet from the road, and they drop it, and they're coming back. Well, one of them is coming back as the other one seems to be making like little effort to hide the body, like it's just kind of kicking some grass and dirt in their direction. The grass is kind of high, but you just kind of see him kicking. You actually can't see the bodies when they let him go in the grass. You kind of see like from the hips up of this man that's standing in the tall grass. But one of them is walking back towards the one in the road, and he sees you guys coming, and he just kind of like jogs over and begins to kind of he grabs this woman, and as he's grabbing her, she like kind of turns and starts kicking at him. And you guys are about 50 feet away now? Or do you just want me to let you know when you're in jumping range?
Oh, 50 feet away, I can run.
I was just saying, like you guys,
Yeah.
like
Well,
when you
fast.
guys are in range to be able to act or do anything, those you have the speed to get there. He's going to be like physically like
Fighting with that.
trying to grapple her.
All
All
right.
right, I'm gonna pop out of the cart and start running.
I'm going to fire an arrow at the dude.
Oh yeah, you have range. So well, at what point do you guys get out and start running? Like that, we'll use that for the measurement of your. Well, what's your bow before you have to roll disadvantage? That's pretty much what I'm trying to figure out.
120.
Normal range is up to 150 feet.
Okay, yeah. So you can definitely fire a shot at him. So roll it.
17 plus 8 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And then my hunter's mark, because we didn't kill the other guy with the thing, my hunter's mark wouldn't have automatically changed. I would have had to like.
Well, it's got to be
end
in
it and redo
range
it.
to reach the next person.
Yeah. So.
So it's dropped.
Yeah. Oh well. 7 plus 9 is my damage.
Is that right?
Yeah. You figured it out. Yeah, 16.
16 damage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you loose an arrow and it flies in the air, and he's fighting this woman, and he looks like at you as you're running towards him, and as he does, an arrow just kind of goes into his eyeball, and collapses on the ground, and you can hear the woman screaming and backing away from him, as
Where's the other guy?
he is he's 50 feet off the road, but he looks up as he hears, he was looking as she is screaming, and then from his point of view, he sees this cart rolling in and someone on horseback fire an arrow, and it goes and hits his friend, and he collapses And he turns and begins to run.
I'll chase him.
Yeah, you go after him?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not going to take very long for you to catch up to him with your speed. So, but, so you're running after him. I think if you continue forward, you'll be able to shoot at him before A will be able to get there. Because you have such a long range.
Yeah.
Just...
All right.
And you're still on horseback too, so it's kind of like, so if you like run up, we'll just say you get one shot before you even get there.
Cool. I'm gonna do it then.
Get him.
10.
No, you miss. So the arrow like shoots and he kind of like runs to the side a little bit. And now, Ao, at the start of this, you will be in. We'll say, at the very start of this, you can be within 30 feet. So, or whatever your throw range is, you can get that first. Or if you want to move up to him,
I'm moving up.
yeah, you can get him. Yep.
Yeah, going to rush in, do slice.
Get him.
Um,
And this, he is running away from you, and he. Yeah, just go ahead. Just go ahead. Like it just doesn't matter if you like sneak attack or anything. It'll just explode.
2 17s. So,
Well, those both hit.
yeah. Since I am going before him, I guess I get sneak attack.
Yeah. Like, yes, this as we've discussed before, this dude has 12 HP. So.
Yeah. Well, the first slice definitely killed it.
Yeah. So, you
So I got 3 6s on that one and a 5.
cut him down. You're able to chop him down, and actually, on the way of chasing him, you would be able to see kind of where the indention in the grass is, where these two bodies lay. But yeah, you cut him down, and he falls quickly and easily as you cut through him. All right, what do you want to do?
Brog is going to ride up and then pull her arrow out of the guy's skull.
Yeah, and the lady has actually like stood up and ran. She's currently running down the road away from you guys and her assailants.
Okay. I wave goodbye to her
Yeah.
with my arrow that maybe has an eye on it.
Dude's body.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And kind of give a slight bow toward the dead bodies. There.
Okay. Right.
And start walking back.
And I guess just as you look at the dead bodies, you notice that they don't have any. There's no
Strands
circle
and
line
nothing,
through their
yeah.
hand. And you can actually see one of the papers that you guys have gathered on kind of folded in kind of hanging out of one's pocket. But you can see the seal on it. And yeah, you guys have taken care of all of them. Anything else you guys want to do? You guys want to continue traveling?
Trouble. Well, I'm back in the car waiting.
Yeah, you just continuing on. It's like
They were so fast, I just literally stayed in the car just watching.
yeah, I was like, I was trying to like figure out. I was like, all right, who would get here first? Braw's gonna get to shoot the first guy, and the next guy's already far out there. So, and they was already running. So it's like,
Yeah, I just stayed there, arms crossed, very Vegeta like pose.
Yeah.
so yeah, you guys.
Prince of all dwarves.
I ride up.
Pick somebody way stronger, and that's what you picked.
Yeah, like 17. Yeah.
18.
Technically the king.
I ride up to Ao, who I guess would be kind of walking back in my
Yeah,
direction,
yeah.
walking towards the cart. It's exciting fighting men, isn't it? I'm used to fighting beasts. I haven't really fought many men before. It's fun. They run away.
Death is not something you really get used to.
Well,
As she looks off in the distance, saying, "Well,"
I could
and like
really
maybe
enjoy it.
There's a little bit of eyeball goop on the tip of her bow. She's
Yeah.
holding in her hand. It kind of
Yeah.
drips to the dirt.
Yeah.
do you want to lift back?
I'll walk.
All right.
Tom Cruise is a very small horse.
It's kind of frail.
But he's really fast. He's really fast.
Do a quick turn. Make some dust fly up.
All right. So anyway, you guys are able to continue on. You get everybody picked back up. And you guys continue on, and then you're going to be able to see the city of Summershade in the distance. Oceron. So you, she turns to you and gives you this kind of empty smile, and And she kind of asks, well, what are you doing here?
I don't have time to explain.
Oh, no, you don't have much time at all.
What do you mean?
And she kind of like looks at the figure that's scanning the area. He's looking for you.
Where am I?
Mm,
What is this place?
what do you see?
Looks like a garden. I don't know. Some tall man. I don't know. What?
Oh, how sweet. Such a soft, noble heart. A nice garden with the roses. And she kind of looks around like she doesn't quite see what you see.
I don't see any roses. I just see shrubbery. I don't know. How do I get out of here? I don't have time for this.
And she kind of like gives you kind of like a little shrug and like a still like her like when people smile, usually like their eyebrows and such move, but like all of her facial expressions are just to her mouth, and so she always gives you like the same deadpan look. And she kind of like gives you like a smirk on her face. It's like, well, you're dead. And she kind of licks her lips a little bit. It's a strange opportunity. She kind of bites her lip like she's thinking real hard. I wasn't expecting to see you so soon.
Soon? I don't plan on... How do I get out of here?
And she never... The question just kind of lingers in the air as you ask it.
Useless. Gods and everything in between.
And the large golden figure seems to be making us... He kind of seemed to be a little interested in that area. He just kind of passed over, so you can kind of see he's beginning to work his way back. Slower this time.
Is that my way out of here? Do I have to talk to him? What?
Well, I mean, you are his champion.
I never said. I never accepted anything.
And she kind of like look like you actually see a little bit of expression in her face. Oh, it's not polite to lie to a god. You didn't accept his invitation to be his champion last time you were here?
That place looked way different from what's going on here.
Oh, having second thoughts. Well, I suppose... I tried to help you hide from him, but now you've almost come directly to him. And she kind of gives you like the really...
Did she even look at me? So what do you want me to do? Lead him away? I'm just trying to get out of here.
Oh, he's looking for you. Do you want him to find you? And she kind of like motions towards your chest. I'm guessing not.
No, not really.
And you want my help to stay away from him?
At least till I find a way out of here. But what's the price? Surely I got a deal. It can't be good.
Well, death's not the end for everyone, but... And she kind of stands up and begins to walk off to the side. But I can... Just answer me simply. Do you accept being the champion of Helm and to be his dog in this world?
Excuse you?
She just stares at you.
Dog?
She knew what that Migos bitch.
I mean, if you wish to accept, he's right there.
But that's the one you want us to kill. Or stop.
Mm-hmm.
And if I still being his champion, do I end up like... And then I kind of just look at Owen. Do I end up like that?
Well, you've been his champion. And she kind of looks back at Owen. Maybe eventually. And she kind of like shrugs and looks up at Helm. They have different ways of doing things. You've been his champion this whole time.
This time
But you're just hidden from him. But if you want to go back to your master, then you can. Or if you want to stay away from him, I can help you.
Dun, dun, dun. Decisions.
I just need to get back to my family.
Just answer the question. It's yes or no. Do you want my help or not?
Fine.
And she kind of like a slow smile kind of creeps on her face, and it just kind of keeps going, and then her teeth start to show, and she
Man, that's not the first time I had that look. Someone looking at me.
And she
but
kind of
okay.
like just slowly flickers away like a flame almost and disappears. And Owen's still standing there, and he uncrosses his arms and begins to walk towards you. He kind of holds his left hand out over the ground, and a sword begins to raise from the ground. Much different than the one before. It's still got this white color, but you can see that the blades kind of come down into two and come down to a point. And he kind of grabs it from the ground and kind of swings to the side. And as he does, you kind of see a white flame burn on the shrubs beside him. And he kind of turns towards you. And so you guys can see in the distance the city. As something's happening with Oceron. But so you guys can see it again. The ocean is to the way you're. I guess I did the flip. It's to your guys' right, and you can see much larger walls kind of around the city. But the way the city is built, it's kind of downhill from you guys. You can see the walls, and then you can actually look into the city. And you can see the buildings that kind of go up. The wall itself, we'll explain that first. It goes out, and you can see that it goes to the ocean, and then you can see a much bigger circle that goes out. And you can't quite see where it goes to as it kind of goes behind the city walls at that point. But the walls go around, they come out, and we'll explain it from this side. It goes up, but it gets much larger, almost to like a kind of like this shape. Just a giant wall behind it. And the sun is actually just kind of peeking over the wall, and this large, almost arrow-like shadow is pointing out towards you guys. In the middle of the city, as you can see it kind of building up, like from like a lower hill back up, there is a very large golden tower in the middle of it. And the wall in the back seems to kind of surround it. It's like right here in the middle, and the large wall goes past that. So it's very, just like that. If that makes sense. That's how I see it in my head. But I'm trying to explain it when I'm just not getting there. Ultimately, what you guys notice, other than the very large golden tower in the middle, is this ridiculously tall wall on the back side of it. And all the walls are kind of this it's not quite marble, but this kind of cream-colored stone. And especially on the larger wall in the back, you can see the large columns kind of built in to hold it and give it stability. And then as it's going down the hill from where you guys are, the wall comes to a point, and you can see a very large wooden gate in the middle, and it's closed, and you see a great many soldiers on top of the walls around, and right outside the front gate there seems to be right outside the walls like a block square of soldiers here, and they just seem to be all the soldiers that are missing. You seem to just found them. And the city looks quite on lockdown. So yeah, that is Summershade as it sits in the shade
Dun, dun,
behind
dun.
its grand wall.
Is it summer?
But it's not summer though.
Dang.
Another thing to notice is that on the side where the wall goes out into the ocean, you can see the parts where it opens up, as they're actually the wooden parts of the wall outside the stone. There are several ships that are just out in the water, and they all looked anchored, like that they're not letting anyone in. There's you guys grew up in a port town, and like this is a lot of boats just sitting out here.
It's like a barricade
Not doing anything. Yeah, they're
or blockade.
there's doesn't seem to be any Crimson Knight banners flying or anything. They seem to be like different trade companies and such. But quite a few of them seem to be anchored down by the beach. You can see people sitting out on the beach in the little camps that are made. And then, yeah, you can count. There's probably like 48 boats that are just out in the water, just sitting. They're just sitting, and then some of them are kind of sailing off. But most of them just are anchored and sitting, not doing anything.
Like they're wanting to enter on.
Like they're
this.
waiting,
Okay.
yeah. And as you guys continue forward, eventually one ship will begin to approach, and the locks will they'll begin to raise up, and you can see that it kind of goes into like a little chamber, and then it closes, and then you guys are still moving forward, and then you see there's like a white flag there's a banana on it, a black banana. And then on the other side, it goes in, and then you see it again, like the flag goes in and then disappears. Then above the wall, about that up, you can see it reappear again. It looks like it just kind of moved up. Like maybe the water height is higher inside than it is on the outside. But yeah, that's what you see. That's what Summershade looks like. Looks like a big bowl. Almost looks like I imagine it looks like a one of those hats that somebody's wearing it upside down in the back. Like there's no actual like
The visor.
cap. Yeah, like visor, like upside down visor.
Yeah.
Style.
And,
Yeah.
but again, other than that, like the very impressive wall, almost like too large that seems to, and then this above like a tower, the large golden tower. In not really the center of the city, but more towards the back, closer to the wall. And hey, you've been here before. You would know that is actually the palace. And there is another smaller tower there. And of course, Ao, again, since you've been here, that is the Wizard's Tower, the Wizard's College, as we can call it. But it's not even half the size the palace is. It's more like a 6-story building versus all the 1- and 2-story buildings around.
Okay.
But yeah, this place is large. This is the biggest city on the continent. And you guys are free to continue forward. But like I said, you can visibly see like many guards. Like the walls are like full. And then
Have we been traveling for more than an hour yet?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys after you guys passed that first gate, you had another hour and a half. So you guys are like 15 minutes from actually getting to the gate at this point.
Just by my history, are guards usually stationed like that? Like so many?
There's usually a patrol, just like in
It's-
Pearlreach, there's usually patrols going down the road, and then there's also you guys actually would have passed several of like stations of where soldiers are, kind of like a little called little forts, little fort, you know.
Oh.
But yeah, you guys kind of passed several of those, and they're all empty. Like there's nobody stationed. And they usually are stationed there, but it seems
So
everyone's
they're
all
on
in.
alert, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's like all the Crimson Knights, as far as that would normally be patrolling and be out in the fields, are not there. But there's a whole bunch of them in the city, or around the city, really. So yeah, you guys, like I said, there's no patrols coming out. Like there's still clear roads. You guys passed the woman that was panicked earlier, I guess, and she still avoided you guys, even if you would have attempted to talk to her. But she's very distraught. So it's pretty much clear roads. Like you, actually, there will be a couple other people that are walking out of the city, and they seem to be heading in the direction that you guys came from, unawares to the issue of the people that you guys took care of. But yeah, other than a couple people traveling that in passing, you can hear them talking about the gossip of Pearlreach. No one else is on the road.
Okay, yeah, relay all the information to them, guys. Just say it's really peculiar that all the guards are actually inside the city and not out on patrol or in the stations.
Yeah. And I guess another thing of note, since everything, you can see everything, most of you can, but the ones with better perception can make out what's going on better since it's all kind of downhill from here. They're at the wall, all the little squares of dudes, and then out in front of them, there seems to be a smaller band on, they seem to be more around the road. And you can see that there are people on the road that are talking to someone that's kind of like the same tent that was out there. You see one of those tents that someone is there probably talking to people that are leaving and possibly getting their documentation in order if they wish to return. Which is odd. From what's going on, you figure this whole place would be locked down.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, that's a lot of guards. It looked like, how are we supposed to get in there? They're not just gonna let us in because we got Oceron dead.
What reason do they have to keep us out?
Ask them. They got look like every soldier that they have is sitting at the front gate. So
Well, let's speak with them.
I don't know. Speaking with them is okay.
How far away are we from the gate?
This is why, time-wise, you guys probably got like a 15-minute ride to get down there. You guys are still a decent amount away, but close enough to where you can make all this out. It's kind of like as you go over a hill, you can see it.
You said the ones with higher perception, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can see what's going on, but you guys with higher perception can actually tell that there's like the people moving and such, like the people talking to the people at the tent and stuff like that.
Well, I'll relay that information to Scrine. Like, hey.
You like kind of point out, you see that?
Yeah,
Scrine's like, what?
You see them talking to them.
You kind of just see like this little black speck in the middle of the road.
They're making sure that they know who's going in and who's going out. And it doesn't look like they're letting anybody in. You see those people standing outside? Yeah. Those are the people that we see on the road going the other way.
Okay, well, they're leaving. That makes room for us to enter.
It's not that simple. Have you never been to a big city?
Well, I mean, probably not. Well, look, well, how else do you expect us to get in?
I don't see a point in being deceptive here.
I don't either.
If they don't let us in, they don't let us in.
Yeah,
There's-
those notes that you picked up, do they have names on them?
Look over them.
Oh, you look over the. They do.
They have names.
Yep. Yep, they have names. They have names and dates. And the dates on. How many did you pick up?
You said 15.
Yeah, I guess I grabbed all of them.
Yeah, you grab all of them?
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see here. Da, 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 da.
Give us 15 names.
10 of them are dated for today, and other 5 are dated for 2 days ago.
Like to return today?
No, that's the date of leaving.
Okay.
But the other 5, yeah, they're all dated for 2 days ago.
I guess maybe we can go in and talk to them and tell them about what's going on the outside. Maybe they'll let us.
Yeah.
Since we helped them out.
Hey, how about that? That worked out. That was a random number too.
Yeah.
Good thing it wasn't. Good thing it wasn't one less. There's only 4. And I guess another thing that I do need to give you guys. Hey, give me a history check again.
Sure. That's a big 11.
Big 11.
Yep.
It's been a really long time.
That's
like,
strong 11.
Like, let's see. When did you leave? How long ago in years did your character leave? And go
2 years.
The first time he went to Summershade was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were younger than that. But okay. 2 years ago, you do remember that you never used it yourself, but they had talked about in the guild when you had first started making contacts and such there, that there is a alternate way in through the sewers, of course.
Gotcha.
Closer to the beach side is one of the many drainages into the ocean. And it doesn't drain into the bowl they've made for themselves. It's actually on the outside of that.
Okay.
Drain the bowl.
Yep. Yeah, good flush. Yeah.
So there is there you do know that there's
another way in.
There is another way, but you don't quite like you kind of it's a little fuzzy.
Okay.
So we have 2 options.
We do. We can either go through the gate. If they deny us, we can use secret way in.
So you said the papers had names.
Yep.
So what's our new identity?
Wow.
Yeah, you guys want some names?
Yeah.
All right.
Some names going on here.
So The names you got
Okay.
are Rudell.
Rudell.
Yep, Rudelle.
Oh,
Tura, Tura. Bray, Brey. Nihilus, Nilus. And Vincent is the fifth one.
I keep Vincent for myself.
I will take Bray.
All right, you
I'll
take.
take novice.
All right. What's that leave us with?
Tura and Rudell.
Yeah. Yes, I'll be Tura.
Brog has heard none of this conversation and does not know what is happening.
They may be.
I assume we were talking out loud.
No.
I was talking out loud. I
You're
wasn't
talking out
on there.
loud? Okay.
You guys are up on the chariot, though. Oh, I guess maybe.
Well, I mean, they're inside, so if they're talking to each other, they're actually talking pretty
Well,
loud.
Ray's not.
No, I'm
Ray's
fine
on
with
the
that.
cart.
Yeah, you
Okay, then.
guys are
All right,
close
I
enough
would've
where you
heard
guys can
then.
have a normal conversation. Just
Okay.
maybe at higher voices.
Yeah, I start dispensing all the names.
So yeah, it's like 3 kind of feminine names and 2 male names.
Yeah.
So did you guys get your names? Write your names down because
What did I
Yeah,
get?
probably gonna do. Did you get Tura or Rudell?
You got Rudell.
You got Rudell.
You got Rudell.
Rudell. Rudell.
Shit, snatched that Vincent.
He caught it.
Doesn't matter.
Hey, it's my stuff, all right?
He's not wearing red and black or anything.
That's it.
Does he have a gold arm?
Sure do.
Does he?
We don't know. Yeah, it's a cloak on or something.
Look at this. Does he have a pistol? Does he have 3 barrels? No, we don't know.
He has a
well, you guys are handing out your documentation, and you guys will see that there is a group of people. These group of people actually catch your eye. You see a group of about 9 people, kind of in a group, and there's one on a white horse, and he's dressed in white robes with a gold sash around his neck, and has a larger hat on his head. And the other ones, they all have these white robes on too, but they don't have these golden sashes. And there's 2 in front of the horse, and they kind of like waving these look like lanterns on chains, but there's smoke coming out of them as they go.
Incense.
Yeah, with some incense. And they're all kind of seem to be chanting their pilgrimage to Helm, to pay homage. Seems a religious group, and the one that's on the horse, he's kind of, as he's passing by, kind of holds out his hand and kind of gives you like a noble wave. He's like, "Ah, bless the children of Helm." Kind of this older man. He's got like a wrinkly face. And he kind of like, "Oh, stop here!" And he like tries to like motion for you guys to stop.
Keep going.
Yeah, what do you keep going? Oh, God. Well, God bless you, children of Helm. May he forgive your rude asses. Oh, me. But he definitely had like the symbol of Helm and everything on his sashes and such, and they continue about their way.
I look back. Do you think they could have helped Oceron?
No.
Let's not get too far ahead of them.
I like that because that
I'm about to say-
you probably could have.
I was just sitting there, I'm like, really? You should keep going. I'm like, all
Can't even believe you two.
right. Can't believe it. I'm like, right there.
That's funny.
Keep going, and
Can't
then
even
just.
believe you two right now.
So you
I was
come
like,
in on the carrot.
I mean, y'all can sniff out my hard times already, so it's okay. It's like, yeah, sure, he could probably help you if you guys want Helm to help, right? But anyway,
Nothing to do with
so yeah, this
Kill that guy.
it's just from you guys would you guys have been guys grew up in a religious city, but you guys would know these are actually clerics and like an obviously high ranking cleric that's passing by.
Got them right now.
He probably would have read it off a scroll. Just like in what episode was that?
We need a scroll. We need something.
And so yeah, they pass by and he kind of says that, and you guys are maybe having this conversation as he goes by.
I better say you really want to deal with him again. You the one to curse him when you all the time about your brother, and then talk about your brother when he talks about him.
Well, who's gonna bring him back?
Not them.
Is it going to be any of these men standing out here?
Helm is looking for Oceron.
You don't know that.
Do we not? I thought we did know that.
It depends on what you told them last time. Well, no, you guys all heard the voice.
Yeah, we heard the voice.
You
Yeah.
don't know who he was looking for.
I think
down there.
the only thing everybody has outside of Oceron could see the angel dudes. I think you told them about that.
Yeah,
and
I told him
then-
what was going on, but
And then you heard the voice of like, where is he?
Yeah,
You told us that Helm was here, right?
never did.
So,
say who Hell
it's-
was looking for.
It could be understandable that you guys think that Helm is looking for him since he's the champion,
The champion
and then
of
Mercule did like boop his snoot and hide him.
But I'm gonna.
But at the same time, the other considerations is he's already dead. Who is able to revive? Like who? Yeah, you guys may not have all that information yet, but still, it's kind of.
It's like you ain't got that many options, but whatever. I'm dead.
No, I'm
You
not,
are
I'm not-
dead.
I'm trying to direct you guys which way to go. I'm just saying that outside of the like Temple of Helm, you guys have never heard of anyone else reviving anyone outside necromancy. Because you guys haven't had a well, give me a history check real quick. Brog.
13 minus 1, 12.
12.
She said -1.
Well, you do remember like a story like a long time ago when your sister was gravely injured. A druid brought her. Well, you're kind of young, so you weren't too sure if she's dead or not. But a druid helped her, and let me think. What else? Everybody else. Give me, you can pick one of the two, either Arcana, oh wait, actually 3, Arcana, Religion, or History. And I'll make your rolls based on that, and then tell me what you all get. You can pick. What'd you get?
22 history.
Dang.
Pretty good.
I got a big 13 over here.
All right, 13,
3,
3,
because I got a 0 on
19.
all of them.
19. Okay, well,
Arcana.
the group check here, you guys actually, you passed by 1.
Wow.
So, as you guys, maybe on the time you guys have been traveling, you guys have discussed different options outside of the clerics. You guys have heard of some traveling entertainers and such that have, through the Arcana, you would know actually have revived people in their shows. Quite crude of them, but they have. And you think you've heard in history of like outside of the church that there are like these traveling singers and entertainers that are able to bring the dead back somehow.
Gosh,
So, yeah.
Shouldn't we maybe?
So that's the
somehow
information
do
you
this?
have before you get here. Okay, so we'll say that. But we'll go back a little bit because that would have been something you guys have been thinking about as your options.
Yeah.
So we'll rob you that. So yeah, druids, clerics, and bards have resurrection.
Do you really want to deal with him where you really got to take him down?
Maybe not, but
All right.
maybe
you
we could
said
take him
it.
to one of those shows or something. We just have to get inside this wall.
Well, that's where we're going. We're not talking to them.
That works.
I mean, Scry, this is your brother, you know.
Yeah, we have to do something
you
quick.
could probably
Scribe,
make
we're
a
following your lead here.
yeah. I think you'll be
You
able
have
to
10 days.
just for the role play value of it. You can Scry. How would you feel? How like your brother's dead, and I know because it's Terrence, we're all making jokes about it. But how does Scry actually feel? Is he like desperate to get him back? Would he go to Helm if it meant his brother came back, knowing what all you know?
I don't know, because Scrine's pretty.
You denounced him.
Yeah, he denounced them recently.
Yeah.
recently.
Yesterday.
Yeah, so he.
Few hours
No,
ago.
he's probably. I mean, it's at least crossing his mind at this point. All right, he probably talked more about hating him, and then when the opportunity arises, it's just like, oh, but.
Well, after we get out of range of them, I stop.
All right.
What do you want to do? Because we can turn around and go talk to the old guy.
Well, let's just get inside these walls first, and then we'll figure it out. You know, you've heard of those crazy shows people have, and they've done some crazy things like that. And
I'll tell you what, if we can't get in, we'll come back to them. Last resort.
that works for me.
And from your, actually, the both of you, they got the bard part of it, would know that this show is very rare. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Like, because, it's pretty high level stuff. But anyway.
It's a big city though, right? Biggest city in the.
Yeah, I know. You got a shot, and then some big shots got to be here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, just if it's anywhere.
Just go to all the taverns and bars, check it out, see if there's a bard there.
We just gotta find Mariah
If only
Terry.
you had a bar.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
Mariah Terry.
Yeah. So we'll. I think we should continue forward.
All right, you guys continue on.
Try it in.
Oh, all right, trotting on. Oceron, we're back to you for a minute. Owen, or what you think is Owen, has the sword in his hand, and he's just kind of looking at you, and he's just kind of just staring at you. Yeah, even with like this, like his armor is this white, bright, and it almost looks like it's being blown in the wind. Like the edges of it, still kind of like the same smear look, like very ghostly, I guess. Kind of like like very Lord of the Rings-ish, you know?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But even like the usual red eyes are white, but the space between like where the eyes are is actually still dark and black. And he holds the sword. It looks like there's just like a really strong wind blowing from beneath him up. But his cloak itself is still not being blown up. Anyway. And you can hear a voice. It's Owen's voice. It sounds clear as day.
Oh, God.
And he says,
Oh, God.
Oceron, Oceron, Oceron. I never thought the day would come when I finally got to kill you for good. And he starts walking towards you.
You
And he kind of holds his hand out like, I got permission. I can do it. And he kind of holds both his swords in his hand. I'm going to destroy your soul right here. So Helm or anyone, no one can have it.
Well, I'm just not going to stand by and let you destroy my soul.
And roll initiative. as soon as he starts talking, he begins to move towards you quickly.
Oh, man. Oh, good.
Rematch.
I don't have a sheet, but I know it's a -1. 18.
You go before he does.
It's the Riri.
So yeah, he says that, and it just kind of like draws the picture for you that Mercule's deal to keep you from becoming Helm's champion is just to destroy your being entirely.
Oh, my God. What a dick.
You asked for it.
And even kind of like you kind of hear a voice just kind of echo in your head, and it kind of says like, sounds almost like it's a language that you don't know, but you know the meaning as true death. And
Was that a duck?
This is tough.
Whack. You had to hit the whack.
Actually, you guys are continuing on down the road. Oh man, it's like, yeah, let's bring back Oceron over here. Like, let's kill him forever. And the entire time, this giant golden god is just searching for you. So you guys are continuing down the road, and you guys begin to approach this. We'll call it a checkpoint, and you can see the Crimson Guards in their silver armor and their red cloaks, and they all have their helmets on. And one is sitting at a table underneath the kind of a tent to the side, and a couple of the guards began to approach, holding their hands up, and they hold right there. What's your business?
Before I get there, I'm gonna shake my hat.
No, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you can. As you're going, like they haven't seemed to notice you yet. So you shake your hat and you're gonna cast the
It turns
disguise
into
up.
like this fedora-looking hat.
Oh yeah,
my lady.
Dad, you got like a little neck beard too while you're at it.
A little bit of facial hair.
All right, you still riding your carpet as well?
Yeah, I'm on my carpet.
Okay.
White pants, vest. That's it.
Okay. White pants and kind of.
No shirt.
You have like this open vest and like a fedora.
Fedora hat, red feather.
Red. Yeah.
But yeah, they will come up. Two of them will come up and stop you guys and ask what your business is.
My good man. Or I'm sorry. My good man. My name is Tura, the dinosaur hunter. I'm returning with my friends. We've been out on an adventure, and we would like to return.
And they just kind of like
It
glance
seems
at
sad
each
that you would
other.
hunt dinosaurs.
I'm just like,
Just with that, give me a deception check.
Your hair is like long.
Yeah. Like Legolas. Like
17.
17. Okay. Well, they kind of like look at each other and look back at you. Well, what's a dinosaur?
Oh, well, you know, they're in big creatures. They're holed up in caves, and they're ancient. It's... I'll be honest. I'm just a boring trader. I love the thought of dinosaurs. I get off into my imagination a lot, and
They continue,
one day I will
they
be.
continue to look at you. Where are your goods?
Oh, in these bags, and I'll hold up the little pouches of gold that I picked up at the front.
Right.
40 gold.
Okay.
how you guys doing? My friend's a joker here. My name is Niles. Not showing my papers. Just trying to get back in the city.
Well, okay. Well, if you got paperwork, then they can like motion over you to the tent where the guy's sitting.
Oh, thank you.
Like, dismount, please, and present yourself. And they'll turn back around and walk back towards the area. Yep.
We gotta, I'm gonna say over the range, guys, we gotta, did we give Oceron an identity? Because that needs to be the reason we came back.
Yeah.
They're gonna ask.
Yeah, we found him. He's the adventurer that died. We found him.
And he
Okay.
just happens to be identical to your friend.
They don't know that.
They don't have eyes? We'll
He
see.
smushed up pretty good, all right?
He's pretty badly beaten.
So they walk. The two guards walk away, and they kind of like motion for you. And the guy at the under the tent, the table, looks towards you guys expectantly, and you see a no helmet on is sitting in a chair. His armor is black, actually, with the red cloak. Most normal soldiers you've seen have the silver armor, but you guys have seen with the Emperor when he showed up that some of the ones that were riding on horses and not the foot soldiers had the same black armor on. Seems to be a higher class of soldier.
Roughly how old do all of these guards look?
Well, from the slit in the face that you can see, give me a,
Maybe I got
give me a
some wrinkled
perception check, I
hands.
guess, or like a perception or insight, one of the two. It's perception. Give me perception. I mean, well, how much do you even know about humans? So,
Not much. I'm going to tell you.
10.
well, given your history, these just
bit
look like
like
humans
humans.
to you. They look to be about. Actually, there's no humans in here, so yeah, you don't know. I was gonna say they look about the same ages. Never mind, because they're all elves and dwarves.
About the age of.
But just looking around, there seems to be varying ages here. Like most are smooth faces and non-wrinkly skin.
Okay.
That's what you can get from a 10.
Yeah.
As far as their age, you don't know.
Yep.
I have no idea. The man sitting in the black armor has kind of a salt and pepper brown hair, not say salt and pepper, but gray and brown hair, cut short, and a trimmed beard of the same gray and brown. But the rest of you, he's an older human, like in his 40s. But anyway, he waits expectantly.
I will float down to the table where he's sitting. I'll follow.
All right. Yeah, the rest of you just sitting in the cart, or what are you doing? Sitting in the
So
horses?
they've asked us all to dismount and walk over with our papers.
Yeah. I guess I'll hop off and kind of walk over there
Yeah.
with paper in hand.
Okay. And he kind of looks at you guys and just kind of holds his hand out.
I'll
Papers, please.
Hand in paper.
He grabs it and looks at it. What's your character's name, by the way? Or your Bray?
He is brave.
Bray kind of looks at you.
Took my hat.
What day did you leave?
2 days ago.
Where are you going?
Where am I going? I'm coming back.
Yeah. Back to where?
Summershade.
Yeah. What part of Summershade?
I wish to visit all the taverns.
All right. Well, he kind of takes and stamps it. Well, present this at the gate. Next. You kind of eyeballs everybody.
Yeah, step up.
All right, papers.
Give it. It's Vincent.
Vincent. Traveling with these guys?
I artificially make my voice deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are my adventuring pals.
Yeah. Left 2 days ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What'd you guys go see?
Well, we're gonna try to get into Pearlreach. They closed it off. They have a bunch of assholes guarding the roads.
All right. Well, he stamps it. Welcome home. Present that at the next check. Next. What was your name?
Nihilus.
Nihilus. Right. Let's see. How do you spell your name?
Nilus.
And you're traveling with these guys, right?
Yes.
All right. What was his name?
I can't remember. They just hired me as a driver. Want me to?
And he kind of
I'm more in with Bray.
and you traveled out with him 1 day ago?
Yeah. It actually was 2. My bad.
And at this point, make a deception check.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, what's my deception? I've never tried to deceive anybody in my life.
That's why.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
Probably a good reason.
You don't believe me.
What'd you get?
What is it? What'd you get?
A 4?
You don't believe me. I'm going to jail.
Step over there, please.
Sir. He's just our cart driver.
He doesn't. He's not very smart.
No habla inglés?
Actually, he has trouble figuring.
Yeah,
out
he doesn't
things.
know where he's from or.
All right. Make one more roll. Make one more deception roll. They're going to give you advantage because they're trying to help you.
15.
All right.
Start, like,
And he kind of
bobbling
picks a
around.
stamp up and he holds it over the paper. Where'd they hire you from?
They hired me from the taverns. I've been hanging around the taverns, so
Which one?
I can't remember the name of it. Most of the time, I drank too much ale to remember.
The Rusty Nail.
He stamps it. Hands it back to you. All right,
Get
next.
over here, and I'm gonna like pull him to me.
Who's next?
Here you go.
He kind of looks at it. Turok?
Tura.
Tura. Tura, what do you do for a living?
Well, I really just do whatever. I'm pretty broke. I just do whatever for money and whatever. Here and there.
He kind of looks at you sideways.
With men! Brog shuts out.
Speaking of, Pretty cute.
You know why I bring him along now. Come on.
All right.
I hold up 4 sacks of gold. Pretty popular these days.
He like tips the bottom.
Tap the sack a little bit.
Yeah.
He goes to say.
How much you charge?
Oh, depends on the man or woman or whatever.
Well, how much for me? He looks at you straight faced, like just stone faced looking at you.
50 gold.
50 gold.
It's quite good. Time.
Yeah. You available right now?
Well, we're in a hurry. I'm quite posh.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Like stamps it.
Thank you.
I'm paying for that man right now.
They just gave you like the stone face hard time. All right. And last one.
Brog nervously gets off her horse and walks over. She still has her scarf thingy that's all tied up, hiding her ears and her bottom jaw.
Mm-hmm.
She passes over her papers.
And what name do you have on yours?
Rudel.
Oh, Rudel.
Rudel.
Gotta roll the eye.
Is it Rudel? Is
Rudel.
that typed on there? I know it's Rudel, but what does it say on the paper? R-U-D-L-E or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. He kind of looks at you. It actually looks like up at you.
Mm-hmm.
She part of your...
Oh, one time.
He kind of like chuckling to himself. And he just kind of picks it up and stamps it and hands it to you. All right. It's the next checkpoint, and they will go through. They'll go through your stuff. Make sure you're not bringing anything illegal in. And but so far, welcome to Summershade. Move along.
Tilt my hat.
Yep. And yeah, you guys continue on.
Yep.
I'll hop back on the carpet and just kind of.
Yep.
I'll come over the ring. This next checkpoint. What are we going to do with Oceron?
We're not going to.
So let me draw the picture for you right here, just so you understand where you are right now. You guys have came down the road, and now you guys are kind of flat. You got kind of the bottom of the hill, and the gate is it's a bit away, not very far away, but a good 300 feet away. And there are soldiers everywhere out here. So like right outside, I said they were like all in kind of formation out, and they are, and they seem to be. Actually, now that you're closer, they seem to be like running drills and such, like as like this entire thing. They are kind of moving around and keeping their structure, like hold shields up and such. And this is like the gate itself is probably like 1,000 feet away, and so. There is another way in, but there's also a whole lot of soldiers, but they seem to be busy. So it's kind of... That's the pit. Like, you guys are sitting down here, there's just, like, soldiers, like, covering these fields around you. Oceron, your turn. What do you want to do?
Like the sheets is kind of hard to. I'm like, what am I supposed to like?
Yeah, what do you want to do? Tell me what you want to do.
I'm gonna cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you try to think back. You try to remember this spell that you had. Give me a wisdom save.
I don't know what my wisdom save is on my sheet.
Yeah. Well, just roll it.
11.
You almost got it. Roll one more time. You're thinking real hard. You can almost see it.
Even worse. Even worse.
You attempt to cast haste on yourself, but just nothing happens. Like you remember this something that you used to love that made you better, but nothing. What do you do?
Go to attack him then.
Okay, yeah, you gonna swing on him. What are you attacking him with?
My fist, cause I ain't got no sword, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, what else I got?
Yeah, I mean, well, right now you look down, you have armor in your hands. This is it.
This is these.
So, all right, how many attacks you get?
2.
All right, roll to hit then.
11.
That does not hit.
All right, swing with the other one. Because I don't know what I'm swinging with. 19.
I think I did a really good job on you.
Yeah. You connect with that one.
All right.
How much damage do you do?
I don't even know what I'm rolling. It's a
Yeah, I know.
D4?
It's what do you think it is?
It's a D4 plus strength.
All right. What's your strength?
Oh, it's easy. 4.
I seem to not be able to remember really. So you look at you look at your hands, and you kind of feel strong, but it's all still jumbled up.
It's a 9.
So
Fine.
so make a swing. Tell me what you get.
2.
2. All right. Well, you just kind of like just swing at him once, like just badly, and just miss, and then you come with the other one and just hit him in the chest, and you can almost hear like a. It brings me back. Do you remember the Emperor?
This guy.
And he just kind of like his shoulders just kind of slump, like it's his turn. He's not attacking you, but he just kind of goes on like, we were pitted against each other, and kind of turns around, like rubbing his face a little bit, and he walks away from you. You can get an opportunity of attack.
Yeah, swing on him.
Yeah, try to hit him.
19 on the first one.
Well, you only get one attack.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
reaction.
Oh, yeah, 19.
All right, roll damage.
1.
1. And yeah, you kind of like punch the armor in the back, and he like doesn't even turn towards you. Just like, yeah, just like that. And he kind of starts laughing to himself, and then turns back towards you. Make another save. Make another wisdom save.
17.
You're like, oh, you're starting to remember now. It's starting to come back to you. Where's your character sheet? Where'd I put you at?
Still like 4?
Oh, there it is.
Like
Garbage
4.
can, man.
All
It
right.
was like 4.
And how do your sheet back? You it all just suddenly kind of comes back to you, like who you were before and your abilities, and you look down and your great sword's in your hand. And you just kind of like your eyes just kind of open up a bit, and Owen kind of turns towards you, and you can't see his face, but you think you can feel a smile coming from the other side of his helmet.
Yeah.
And you're like, finally, maybe it'll be a challenge this time.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
All right, guys. So you guys are outside the gate. You guys are going to the next checkpoint. Or where are you going? The next, like I said, the next checkpoint's about 300 feet away. There is another tent set up on the other side of the road. And yeah, what are you doing? You guys,
Brug is very uncomfortable.
yeah, you guys just loaded back up on got your stuff back together, and you're heading forward.
She's being all.
What about
shit.
the other party that was behind us, the cleric party? Have they went through yet?
Oh, they were going the
They're
opposite
They
direction.
were
the other
going,
way.
yeah,
Oh, they were?
they're
Yeah.
leaving.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're if you turn back, you can actually see them on the top of the hill, just going over. So yeah, what do you guys do? You guys have about 300 feet. It's a sticky situation right now, but like there are soldiers around, but they seem to be. You can hear like orders being called out, and they all and move and take like defensive positions and offensive positions. In the front breaks off and comes at the side and holds shields up, and the next come through and stab with spears. But now you guys are kind of heading in between all that.
I'll come over the ring. Psh. Does anyone have any ale? We can make Oceron seem drunk.
I don't see the point in lying here.
But he doesn't have a pass.
They're gonna see that he's dead.
Fair.
Like I said, if they don't let us in here, there's another way in.
All right.
So continue forward.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. I'll just ride up front and head. I guess we're heading forward then.
All right, you guys are going up the next one.
Yeah.
And similar to the same thing kind of happens. This time the guards themselves don't they don't talk to you, but they do wave you forward. Like there's several of them kind of on the side of the road, and they kind of wave you over to the side to kind of pull over. Yeah, you pull over to them, and one of the guards, all right, present your papers to the captain. we're gonna, and they tell you that they're gonna search.
Anybody want to take this?
I'll fly up first.
Yeah, you can fly
And I'll fly
forward
and
to
I'll
the
just slam right in front of him.
All right, yeah, you go up to the tent, and the man sitting here is he looks actually older than the last guy. You can tell he's quite older, completely gray, short hair, and he's got a scar over one of his eyes. That's his eye itself is whited out, and he just kind of pulled his hand out.
Good sir, my name is Bray. I am an entertainer.
He just kind of looks at you and looks at the paper. Entertain me then.
I cast prestidigitation and I make like little flames dance around.
Yeah.
That's all you get for free. I can't
that's
just
fair,
give
yeah.
away my entertainment. I have to make a living.
Yeah, don't we all? And he just seems like almost kind of bored with the whole situation. He looks down. You want to make a you want to make a performance check? See how entertaining he actually is.
Performance? Plus 9, 19.
Oh, yeah, you actually put on like a very nice show. When you can
great
see
light
like other
show.
soldiers can like look over, and then someone run over to him yelling at him for being distracted during the drill, and he just kind of continues to look at the paper. All right, what are you bringing in?
I want to perform a very, very rare feat.
No, like he kind of like starts pointing at like your bags at your waist and such. What you got in there?
I'll hand it to him.
Yeah, you like set it down, and is this
It's my bag of holding.
it's the bag of holding, and he opens it and looks in. He just kind of like ties it back, like shakes his head, like I don't fucking deal with that right now. All right, stamps it. All right, next.
I will tell you one thing before I leave. I told you I had a special feat I wanted to perform for the crowd. And I point to the carriage. I'm going to bring that man back to life.
He looks over, and the soldiers actually haven't started searching yet. A dead man in there.
There he is. Found him in the field.
You have your papers on him.
He didn't have a paper.
I suspect he was robbed.
He looks over to you, and then the guy, like the guy has like a very intense face, but he just looks like he's bored out of his mind right now. And
A little fancy light show for him.
yeah, and like the lights are still spinning beautifully in the air, and he's just like, "What'd you say?"
Well, the body we have in our carriage, my friend here is going to bring him back.
Yeah,
Tilt my hat again.
could use you on the field.
I don't think that's my calling. I'm more of entertainment. More light show.
Yeah, we don't need more fruitcakes. Papers.
Hand him the Vincent paper.
Yep. You got, where'd you guys say you found him? He stamps it.
In between Pearlreach and here.
About where at?
It was
He was-
near a farm and a cave.
He kind of like thinks for a second. He hands your paper back. Anything we need to know about before you get in there?
No.
And like, kind of like, almost like he didn't like that answer very much.
Yeah. Really not.
All right, let's see it.
See what?
He like looks at your belt. What's up that knife?
Bring out all 3 daggers.
Yeah. What do you do to need 3 daggers?
I'm a adventurer of sorts.
And he reaches for the moon blade.
He juggles for me as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of like you actually see like a little bit of interest in his face as he's looking at it. How much for the blade?
It's not for sale.
He hands it back to you.
Well, you know performers are very particular about their wares.
That's a nice knife. All right, next. All right, he looks at it, and he just stamps it. And he looks at your hands. Let me see your hand. You have wraps on?
Yeah, I actually did.
All right, did you hurt yourself?
No, I just was practicing the arts.
And he kind of like, as he's got your hand, he kind of like is rubbing your knuckles a little bit. You fight for a living?
Not for a living, but it's a side
All right.
thing that I do.
Stay out of trouble while you're in there.
Definitely will.
All right, next. He just kind of stamps on the table as you hold it out.
Well, thank you.
He's our strong man.
The dwarves are always useful to have around.
More like the stunt man.
He just kind of like shakes his hand. And let's see. Oh shit. He kind of like waves you away, but then he kind of stops. Necklace you got. I don't think I've ever seen a symbol like that before.
No, it's just a little keepsake I found that was given to me by my latest boyfriend. Very big, strong man.
I'll wave at him.
He seems rather unimpressed still. All right, next.
Throg very sheepishly passes over her papers.
Let me see your face.
She pulls down her thing a little bit. She's still covering her ears.
Odd looking elf.
Yeah, she's part of my pre-show.
What'd she do?
I stand up to my full height.
I just point, look.
I got big long arms, funny, silly, big long arms.
Stamps it. And they the guards are actually kind of going through the cart, and he stands up and begins to walk over there.
I kind of start putting my head down then.
Yeah, and he steps up to the side. And they have the side door open, and they're obviously like directing him into the body that's laying there. And he kind of gets up and he stands on and kind of leans in.
He is very mangled.
And he stands back up and looks in your direction. Hey, dwarf. Guy looks a lot like you.
Like who? Don't be ridiculous.
What are you talking about? He's a spitting image of you. Just a little more handsome, I guess. His beard's not as shabby. You'll say I just found him on the side of the road. It's a weird coincidence. He kind of steps down and starts walking towards him.
Well, all dwarves kind of look alike, right?
Kind of like gives you like this, like the one good eye kind of gives you like this sideways look and raises an eyebrow.
I keep my hand over my head a little bit.
So how did you meet this group? He kind of like leans forward and looks over you.
Oh, is it talking to me?
Yeah.
Well,
Hi, most balls.
I was just doing my thing, and I got this one really grabbed my attention. You know, it's
Kind of wave back at him.
Yeah, when?
oh, it's been a few days ago. You know, and
Yeah, how many?
at least we met in the city, so 3 days ago, and then we went out together. I guess 2 days ago.
Yeah. Were you with him when they found this body?
Yeah.
I didn't think it weird that he looked just like you.
Yeah, it's weird. Completely agree. I was wondering why he looked so good laying on the ground.
Sir, I figured they could be an act together. You know, two dwarves, hilarious.
One cup.
You know he has paladin. You know he has paladin's armor on, right? You don't have a missing brother in Pearlreach or anything?
Never really. No, can't recall. Then again, you know, moms.
You know, ever since that incident happened, we haven't seen a paladin since. And then you guys roll up. A dead paladin that looks just like you. It's a little weird, don't you think?
No.
Can I ask, what does this guy's face look like now?
The guy that you guys are looking at?
Yeah, the guy that is super bored while he's asking these questions.
It's got a...
Does
He
it
has a
still
very
look-
commanding aura around him, and he's looking like daggers at him right now.
Yeah.
So he's not looking super bored anymore.
No, he's the intensity. He's just like... Just kind of an intense dude to look at. Like, just looking at him and your history, this guy's seen a lot of fights in his time.
So he wouldn't be like a .3 CR with 12 HP.
Now, this guy's got the black armor on as well, and he seems to be of a higher rank than the everyone else around, except for the last guy you guys went through. But he is obviously taking a very strong interest in the paladin, the dead paladin, and the story you guys are giving him, where you guys look so much alike. Because, I mean, other than the beard, you guys are exactly
Well, wouldn't any dwarf look like? Because, like, there's not that many around.
I can't believe we found another dwarf, to be honest.
He'll be a good addition to my collection.
He's kind of you can see he's just like his mind's working, but you can just his facial expression isn't letting up any. You can see he's mulling it over. So, again,
Would you not want him back alive? I mean, I can do that.
well, for all we know, the paladins are responsible for what happened.
We could find out. Maybe one day.
And he kind of like shakes his head like he likes that idea. We could find out. All right, grab the body. And he yells to the soldiers, and they run up and start taking Oceron's body out. And you're coming with me.
What? Well, listen.
You're resurrecting him. You come with me too.
How many soldiers are around?
Currently,
There's a lot out here,
there's
man.
him and 3 other.
How many soldiers
But-
are paying attention?
Potentially, he can have as many as he wants. So if there's something you want to do, quick action is going to get you a lot further than dragging it out. But there are those 3 that are with him himself, and then you guys are kind of like surrounded by soldiers ish, but they're all preoccupied. So yeah, the 3 begin to, or well, 2 of them begin to pull his body out, and the other one kind of walks up beside the one you guys have been currently talking to, and he just kind of like looks at all of you. You guys got a problem?
Where are you taking him?
Well, we'll probably take him. Back to the barracks. Or well, he kind of like mulls over. And we bring him back. We need to lock him up. Ask him some questions about what happened, where the Emperor is. Probably the royal dungeon would be best, huh?
Oh, I don't think that's needed or necessary.
Well, I can take you all with me if you have a problem. He just kind of stands there.
No problem here.
I touch. She Ben pianos and kids.
He like kind of stops on you. You can resurrect him, right?
I don't do it for free.
That's fine. There you go. It kind of looks at you. Welcome back to Summershade. And he goes back and grabs one of your hands and pulls out a handcuffs. I get shackles. But don't worry, just until we get this cleared up.
Could you explain to me why I'm needed?
Well, you know, you're a dwarf, look just like the guy. You're a performer, but you're in full plate armor. What kind? I'd believed you more if you told me you were the muscle protecting these guys, but
I'm the eye
said
candy.
strong man.
yeah.
Listen, look, watch this. And I like just sit back and kind of just do a little sexy pose.
And as your hands are behind it, he just kind of comes around like clamps.
No!
Look, it's not that I don't believe you guys, but I don't believe you. The rest of you are free to enter, but you're coming with me. And I mean, yeah, you too.
Are there any shadows around?
Oh yeah, there's shadows everywhere.
Don't.
Rug
I'm
puts
not
her
about to
face
fight.
cover back up.
Y'all are misunderstanding everything about this.
Yep. Yeah, just understand the situation here.
So they're going to move to try to restrain you as well.
I'm about to say, somebody needs to drive the carriage. I'm going to follow them.
Wait. I'll go with you freely. Just do not shackle me.
No. We'll take you whether you want to or not, shackled. As he stands there defiant and like, you can, he can obviously feel a little bit of tension in the air as he's kind of looking. He's not approaching you. He's still standing there as you're on your carpet. Or did you get off?
No, I never got off.
All right, you're still on it. And he kind of holds his hand out, and the guard produces shackles from his belt. Then he holds them.
How far away is the nearest building?
The nearest building on the other side of the wall, which the gate is open, but it is about another 100 feet to the gate itself. And your magic carpet, it only moves at 30 feet.
Convenient.
It's just the size. That's why it moves so slow. But you can think about that. Oceron, it's your turn.
All right.
As you're standing in front of Owen.
I can't believe you guys.
I can't even.
Tell the truth. Tell them, we got another way in just in case.
I mean, everything was
Watch
actually
everybody.
like everything was actually going really smooth until you looked at the body and then looked at you, and he's like, then like everything started like collapsing a bit. But anyway, it's not over. You
That's
guys.
such a good plan. I can't believe you.
So anyway, Oceron, you're able to actually kind of remember how to fight, and you're standing in front of Owen. What do you do?
Go ahead and cast a blinding smite.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna get that ready on your weapon.
Yeah, that's a bonus action.
Yep.
And then as a action, go to attack.
Okay. Yeah, he can swing it on him. What is the save he needs to make to resist? Oh, you gotta hit him first.
Yeah,
so.
I gotta hit him first.
So yeah, make your roll it to hit.
Wow, I ain't hitting with that. 14?
No.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, where is my words? It's just 17.
Nope.
No. What is that?
Oh,
That's it on them two.
They swing,
Yeah, that was 2 swings.
and yeah, you like
Yeah,
swing
kinda.
at him, and he just kind of like steps to the side and steps to the side. Oh come on! It's as strong as you've gotten all this time. Here, I'll give you a free one. He kind of leans his head forward, and he passes his turn. Your turn.
Headbutt him.
no respect.
She hit headbutt him?
Yeah.
Tell him put some respect on your name.
What was it? 10, 24.
That hits.
Yeah. All right. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, we'll do normal damage first. So, just want to say my names so I can know what the ice damage is. Okay. So 6. Do you want me to add the ice damage? No, I don't have to. No. So he's 6. God, and since I was gonna connect, I'm gonna hit him with a level 3 smite all together.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, it's gonna be a lot of dice adding up here. So here we go.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah,
Give him the business.
yeah. So 6. Oh God, what was that? 3. Yeah, it was 3. Okay, so 6, 8, 12, 15. 15 just like hitting them. 3 that's like ice damage.
So how much damage? Actually, you don't have to separate it for him. Yeah, I can actually keep it all together.
Okay, so 15. All right, so here we go with the level 3 smart. Oh boy, 12. 12 plus 6, 18. What was my first damage? 12? Alright, let's see. And blinded smite 3d8. Jesus. 5. 43 on the first one, and the DC save he has to beat is 17.
Okay, where's the stats? Which one is it?
Constitution.
Constitution. All right, he makes it.
Yeah. All right.
That's one of his best stats.
Yeah. Stats.
Yeah, so that's the first swing. You did 43 on the first swing,
Yeah.
and get your second swing to take.
Yeah. 27.
That hits.
All right, and just gonna let's see. Smite him at level.
Did you add the blinding smite damage too? Did you add the blinding smite damage too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was all there. All right. So yeah, just the first. Yeah, we're gonna smite him at level 2. So let's see, 11, 13, 15, 19. 19 plus, oh boy. 19. 16. 11. 30 on the second attack.
All right. 30 on the second. All right. So yeah.
Oh wait, that wasn't even. I didn't even roll the dice, did I? No, I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, I meant to roll like 2. I gotta roll 2 more d8s because I forgot improve smite. So
Yeah.
5 and add 6 more damage to it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you hit him and 2 big smites ring out, and Owen kind of like takes a step back and like, oh, there we go. Yeah, you're not such a pussy now. And you notice that the helm has stopped moving in the back. He's kind of stopped. And he's just kind of sitting there for a moment. And Owen takes his sword and stabs in the ground in front of him. And like a kind of a wave of white energy rushes towards you. And let's see, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's your best one.
Yeah, there you go. Constitution 12, 16, 21.
All right, you succeed. All right, but yeah, it like almost blows you back. You feel like it almost knocks you off your feet, but it doesn't. So take. All right, do you have any resistance to thunder?
Nope.
Radiant or necrotic?
Nope.
Okay.
What?
It's a cool movie he has.
Yeah.
Weird.
Take 20 thunder damage and 22 necrotic damage. And take half of that, sorry. So was it 21 the first and the 20?
It was 20 on the first one. Oh, so okay.
Yeah, take half of that because you made the save. You didn't get blown off your feet. Take a total of.
All right, I got it.
Yeah.
I just added back Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much like 20.
It was 21.
21 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you take 21 damage, and you're able to stay on your feet. All right. Back to you guys outside the gate. Raynor, what is your choice? As it is choosing time.
I will step off the carpet
Mhm.
and command it to wrap up,
Yeah.
and I'll toss it to the carriage.
Mhm.
I'll my bag.
Yeah. Do you like take it and put it in the bag?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I just toss them both on the carriage,
Okay.
and I will walk to him.
All right. And he'll hold them out for you to put your hands inside.
I'll do it.
He kind of like looks at you, and he takes your hand and turns you around. Clasps him behind your back, as you told him you were going to resurrect, so he suspects your spellcastiness. But yeah, he puts your hands behind your back and clasps them. All right. The guy looks over to his station. All right.
You know this is unnecessary, right?
And he kind of calls for someone else to the side. Watch the station for me. And they salute and say, yes, sir. And him and the two of the guards are carrying Oceron's body, but him and one of the other guards are going to begin to escort you two, into the gates, and they leave the rest of you there. But you guys seem, he gave you guys the okay. You guys are welcome to come in.
Yeah.
Try, man.
Brug walks, leading. Sorry, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but they don't.
Is he escorting us? Like
yeah.
personally?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, and they didn't go back to collect your stuff either. You threw it up there and they just led you in. They didn't really seem to care very much, but yeah, they didn't collect your bag of holding. So they begin to escort you guys in. I guess at this point, you guys they will bring you into the gate, and you guys going to continue to go willingly, or anytime you just tell me if you got something else in your mind. But as far as that, they will continue to lead you down the main street, heading towards. It's going to be quite a bit of a walk, but you guys are heading in the direction of the palace currently.
I'm gonna strike up a conversation as we go. Listen, what is your name there, Commander Asshat?
Boy.
Commander Blackstrand to you, and he calls you a homophobe slur. I will not repeat.
What was it?
Blackstrand.
Okay. Listen, this is unnecessary. And to be honest, that man needs to be resurrected, okay? Time is of the essence.
Yeah. How much time?
As quickly as possible.
You missing?
Possibly.
You know why? You say you don't know him.
Well, maybe we were intimate. Or maybe it's because we're related. Does it really matter to you?
Yes, it does.
Why?
Because as far as we know, Pearlreach has been wiped off the map. Paladins are acting weird, and a dead one shows up. And you bring him back here to be resurrected. For all we know, same thing's going to happen here.
You think this man would be responsible? He's dead.
And he kind of looks at you
Yeah,
like,
it really makes no sense whatsoever.
it doesn't, does it?
We just wanted the man back alive so I could use him for my show.
Well, what would a paladin do in your show?
Who could use another strong man? I could.
And just so it's not all left up to nothing, just give me a deception roll. You both can make it. Because, well, I mean, you're not really.
Yeah, I'm probably not in a position to really do much.
You're not really.
26.
26. Okay, cool. And so he seems to be buying in to that you have an act. but he isn't really budging much on the fact that there's a paladin and all this bad shit's happening. I mean, he's not telling you details, but just from what he's saying, you can come to the conclusion that they have taken a look at what's going on, and from the reactions they have outside with all the soldiers, are expecting bad shit to happen. So it's safe to assume that it's not even so much your story as it is that he's a paladin, and then
Right.
he just kind of picked at the story a little bit and decided he wants to arrest both of you. But yeah,
Wonder why.
it's so give me a one insight check. You make an insight check.
Okay.
Depending on how much you're going to get out of this.
Insight 12.
12. Yeah, you don't get a whole lot more than that. You kind of actually feel like you're coming with for the purpose of actually resurrecting him, and that's it. Like he seems to believe that you have a show, and he hasn't tried to see through your disguise or anything. How long does that last, by the way?
An hour.
An hour? Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know exactly how
The
much
hat of disguise.
hat
I
of
don't
disguise
know.
lasts as long as I want it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And all you do is just kind of change your appearance and clothes. You can actually change your or try to change your size or anything to where like stuff
Oh,
will
I'm
face through
a
it.
human.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, it's a tough spot.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, he
Are there any other guards around besides him?
there's him, the other one, and then two of them. One's got Oceron by like under the arms, the other one's got his feet, and they're kind of like sideways walking in behind you guys.
Am I close to him?
No, they're right behind you. Yeah.
I want to talk to him directly though.
No, the guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's pretty much right behind both of you, like his hands on each one of your shoulders as you guys are walking.
I just lean into him. I was like, listen, I can't really resurrect him.
And he kind
It's
of like
all an act.
he kind of like scoffs a little bit, and like the first kind of almost chuckle you've heard him. He's like, "Oh, you don't say." And here I thought your story was airtight.
I just put on shows. This is just an act. Why are you arresting us?
I don't know why you lying to me.
It's show business.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy likes getting on you with that. I guess that's true.
You've been to shows before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even hear this, can I?
No, I'm just talking. I'm like whispering to him.
Okay.
No, I mean like, you can make a perception check.
As if I'm not letting anyone else know on my secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of
Telling
like,
him.
hey man.
Listen,
Yeah. So, are you wanting him to be able to hear it? I guess is the question.
Okay.
You don't want him to be able to hear it. Okay. So, you guys are so close. Just give me. I was kind of thinking there's like an opposed roll, like of how much you're trying to be sneaky with it, and if you're really trying to hear. Are you trying to hear what they're saying?
Yeah.
right,
But I
we'll make-
imagine we're walking.
Yeah,
with
we'll make a
all this armor
perception
around
check.
Too, so.
Make a perception check, and just give me a give it stealth, but I will modify it in my head to like make it work out. So
oh me.
Okay.
yeah, you're trying to be stealthy with your words.
I'm not very stuffy.
Yeah, what do you get?
10.
10? What'd you get?
1.
All right, we don't hear shit.
No, I love it.
All right, so yeah, you're able to you're talking to him, and he's just kind of like walking,
Listen.
pushing you guys around.
I don't want the others to know I can't do this.
And then he kind of like looks at you with like his left eye is the good eye, and he kind of looks at you. Well, I mean, they're not going to be watching. Either way, can or can't. It's kind of becoming clear to me that I made the right choice to arrest you to begin with. I don't like people lying to me.
Well, that's what I do. Is show business.
Oh yeah, then I do soldier business.
With us, like being with the carriage and watching them walk,
I'm leading them in the other direction, I think. I'm going to give you directions away from all that shit. And I guess toward the Thieves Guild.
You go. So you want to move towards the Thieves Guild?
Oh, yeah.
So he's trying to lead you in the other direction, Haimo. What do you choose to do? You can tell Ao's trying to get you to not go in their direction, but what does Haimo want to? What do you choose to do?
Haimo, you can shadow if you want to. I mean, we got the rings. We can still talk. We know where they're going. But I think if they're getting arrested, we're going to need help getting them out.
I think if they get in there, there might not be any getting out.
Well,
Are you guys
I guess
talking
we
out
can-
loud or using the rings?
Ring.
Alright.
I guess we can go to the. I thought you guys were.
she didn't.
I didn't get arrested.
So, but don't worry, Raynor. I understand your want of not going where you're going, but you do have the guy's ear, and so you think you're kind of breaking ground here, but you haven't convinced him yet. And there's still a ways to go for you guys to get there because this is a pretty big city. But the rest of the party, like Brog, where are you going? Are you staying with Ao, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm staying with Ao.
Okay. Ao has plans to go to the Thieves Guild.
Thieves Guild.
You gonna go with them to the Thieves Guild?
Yeah,
Okay.
Right now.
All right. And before we come back to the arrested, Oceron, it's your turn again as you are fighting literally for your soul right now.
Yeah, no. You will die. Yeah, go ahead and cast haste.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use your action to cast haste on yourself.
Yeah.
Any bonus action?
Yeah, bonus action, I'm gonna use Vow of Immunity.
Okay.
And I got a whole lot stronger, Owen. It's just me and you now.
And he kind of laughs at himself some more.
And yeah, I got advantage when I make an attack on him.
All right. And it'll be his turn.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, you think I'm actually here?" And he is going to use his action to, let's see, where is it? All right, make a wisdom saving throw as he holds his hand out to you and gives you the Darth Vader.
Oh my god, really? Okay. We said wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. 23.
23. All right. Well, you made it. You can feel your body like starting to tense up as he does this, but you're able to shake it off as he seemed to be trying to hold your person. All right. So yeah, back to you guys that are walking right now with old Blackstrand. Yeah. Feel free to RP it up. Either one of you. You're both with him.
I'm just gonna kind of look up at him.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to like dispose of us, are you?
And he just kind of gives you like this roll, this low kind of like, and doesn't look at you as you ask him. And just kind of like, you can kind of feel him like just kind of give you like a good squeeze on the neck, kind of hard, like.
He does bring up a good point. We haven't met a good paladin yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, we
You
got
saw the direction we were coming from.
Yeah,
Pearlreach had terrible paladins.
Yeah, we got one thing we can agree on. So, you didn't like him. Did y'all kill him?
He is a paladin.
So you killed him.
I didn't kill him.
Just found him.
Found him.
Look, I'll admit it. All right, let this guy go. I killed the son of a bitch. He was talking shit. He's a paladin of Helm.
And he just kind of clears his throat and it seems like he's considering your words.
You did what?
I know. I'm sorry.
Why didn't you tell me?
It was hard. You never listened to me. Oh my god.
So why do you want
You're hard to talk to.
And he kind of like interrupts you. Why do you?
Why in the world would you do such a thing? I paid you good money.
So he was talking shit, but you hate him because he's a paladin, but you brought him here to be resurrected. for a show.
Well, I brought him for a show. I didn't know any of that happened.
I knew the guy.
Yeah.
All right. I ran into him. We planned on robbing this guy.
You
all right?
did what?
Look, I know you don't know this.
I don't know. Can I stop in my tracks? I'm like,
Yeah.
I fall to my knees.
We're gonna take him for all he was worth. He's a showman. You know they're worth money.
I don't know what to think anymore, and I like bury my head in the ground.
Yeah. And he'll like start trying to pick you back. Get up, and he'll start trying to pull you up. But if you try to stay down, just give me an opposed strength check. Or you can also use acrobatics. You try to like wiggle away.
7.
7. Okay, well he's like start pulling you back on your feet, and he's pulling you by like kind of reaching down and grab your bindings. So it kind of hurts your shoulders as he pulls you back up. Get up, shut the fuck up. So you're telling me, and he starts like pushing you guys along again. You're telling me that 3 days ago you cased this guy out, wanted to rob him, and he stayed with him all 3 days.
Yeah.
But sometime during that, you found your paladin brother, killed him, then they found him and brought
your
him back here for a show.
I set it up. All right. This guy, he wouldn't follow the rules. If you knew my brother over here, you'd realize he doesn't follow the rules very well.
Why didn't you just tell me y'all are brothers?
Is it not obvious?
No.
And all right. So he was with you when you left, right?
Hey, we left separately. I told him to go ahead of us.
Oh yeah.
He was gonna wait on for the right moment, the ambush.
And that's when you killed him to protect the guy you were robbing.
No, I wasn't protecting him. He was trying to rip me off. He told me he was gonna take more than what he wanted, or than what he had agreed to.
Oh yeah. When did he tell you that?
Before I killed him.
And he just kind of seems to himself.
That sucks so bad. He trying to carry water in a laundry bag.
So let me help you out with your story. You went ahead of them. You said you had to go scout ahead because there had just been this crazy explosion.
I'd have him tell you, but he's dead. But
You guys were traveling to Pearlreach 3 days ago before the explosion even happened, and then you went ahead to tell your brother that they were coming, and you guys were gonna jump him, right?
What explosion are you talking about? Listen, I sent him out there to prepare for this guy and the other band of people, right? You saw them, a bunch of weaklings, right? It was supposed to be easy money. All they had to do was wait on my signal.
So you didn't hear the earth rattling explosion that happened 2 days ago.
Must have been drunk. Yeah.
Now, was that before or after you killed your brother?
What kind of man are you to kill your brother? I don't even know you.
No, I mean, you didn't hear the explosion. Did you get drunk and didn't hear it before or after you killed your brother?
I was drunk after I killed him, obviously.
Yeah, but the explosion came before you killed your brother.
You have a timestamp.
And it kind of like just like stops and looks at you like,
were you following me?
I'm looking at the description for timestamp.
well, according to your timestamp, 3 days ago you went out, and he like breaks down the whole story for you.
It's in there somewhere. Are you drunk right now?
Oh my god! I'm looking at the description. I'm like,
Look, this is nothing more than a murder. That guy's innocent.
But you
better hope they arrest me, or I am coming for you.
I attempt to like shuffle,
yeah.
but not like try to get away. I'm just shuffling.
And he kind of like pushes you into him.
No, he's a murderer.
All right, boys, kiss and make up.
He's a murderer.
I bet if you guys stay friends like this, even after he was, murdering his brother and trying to rob you, and now he's trying to save your life for some weird reason, I believe it. All you gotta do is kiss. And he just kind of goes up to you. Go ahead.
Insight check on him, right?
Sure, you make an insight check.
Fuck, I hate this game. 9 Nod.
You believe him. He may actually let you go if you kiss this door.
I love roleplay.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of look up at him.
Oh man, I wish I was there.
Go ahead, make up, boys.
I look around to see
I
who's
don't
looking.
know if I can. He's a murderer, for God's sake.
Sure is, isn't he? I mean, we hang murderers.
I just wanted to put on a show.
You better put on one now.
And that's what he says.
Stop talking for him.
That's what I was going to say anyway.
Oh my god.
I kind of lean in a little bit.
Are they all watching us at this point?
Oh yeah, like the guards are. You can't hear him snickering and kind of like.
I lean to him. Like, I get easily embarrassed.
Well, I mean, you can go to jail.
Oh, this is great. Oh man.
What are you gonna do?
Not fulfill your cheesy fantasy.
All right, he just starts he's like kind of trying to start pushing you guys along again, as like he's tired of waiting. But you have this one last moment. What do you choose to do?
Wait. I look at Scron.
Scrying's eyes get big, like.
In my head with the ring. Bruh. Bruh. Shrug.
Me and AO can hear this. What did it say just to...
Hey, let him go. Let him go.
Yeah.
If this actually works, come and save me.
But sir, I don't love him. I don't want to kiss him anymore.
Anymore. He kind of looks at you. Anymore, and looks back at you.
Quite charming.
And he kind of he's like getting closer to you guys. He's like, well, I mean, if he doesn't love you anymore, he shouldn't really care if he's released or not, right? And you seem to would rather go to jail than kiss this man, so young love. It's got to be rough. Well, I guess you guys got plenty of time to think about it where we're going.
Wait.
I jump up and I grab Ray's back of Ray's neck.
You're handcuffed.
Well, you're handcuffed to the front.
Shit.
So you're on the front.
So you
though.
headbutt him real hard.
So you can like throw your hand over this.
Kind of pull him down a little bit.
Shocked face. Oh.
I look around. Bastards. Give him the whirly dirly.
Oh man! Scron pulls you in and gives you the whirly dirly.
Shit just got real.
And he just kind of like is like he's like right here, like watching. Yeah, no, I definitely believe you're a killer after that kiss. I've never seen something so pure in my life.
Oh my god.
All right, take him, and he instructs the guy to take you to the normal jail. And I have more questions after we get this paladin brought back. But I don't think we need to waste the royal guard's time with him. He kind of like pushes you off to the side, and the other guard kind of comes up and grabs you by an arm and the shoulder and begins to lead you.
Are these necessary?
Yes, they're necessary. And
Really, I have nothing going on here.
Yeah.
like, look, the only reason I'm not taking you with us because I want you, and he gives you like another homosexual slur, fucking each other in jail. All right. No one would believe that shitty story. But yeah, they begin to take you off the side in a different direction now, and they continue to take you to the to the palace. Man. And that all comes from that one good check earlier. As he,
I had a pretty good deception check.
yeah, I know that's kind of what broke it is that check, because it's a game, so we gotta have checks and stuff. But yeah, you're not checking yourself out of that. So what are the rest of you are heading or you're leading in the direction of the Thieves Guild?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've actually thought about the Thieves Guild here in this area a lot, or maybe do you have kind of what it looks like in your head? Like, what do you see when you think of the Thieves Guild? Like, I got one that we can use, but if you've kind of thought about it before, what do you see?
And not too dissimilar from the Pearlreach Thieves Guild, where it's kind of a it has a bar as a front.
Yeah.
And maybe it leads into another part of maybe the underground part of the city to a kind of a larger kind of catacomb situation.
Yeah, I kind of imagined it being like another bar. What was the name of the one he threw out? That's the one I was going to use, but I forgot to write it down. The Iron something.
The Iron Nail.
The Iron Nail.
Rusty Nail.
Rusty Nail.
The Rusty Nail?
Rusty
Okay,
Nail.
yeah, that's the name of the place, the Rusty Nail. And there's a theme with the Thieves Guilds in this world. They have tavern fronts, and there's always a passage that leads down into the catacombs of the actual guild itself. This one in particular is also connected to the sewers. It's at one point. But Lady Morgan is the leader of this guild. She's been here for a long time. We discussed that when you came here before, that she had kind of tipped you off about, I think, the mass dues, didn't she?
She did, yeah.
Yeah. So she's, out of all the current leaders before they passed, she was probably still the one with the most tenure, I guess you could say.
Right.
When you think of her, what do you see?
I don't know what races you allow.
Kind of the same ones we already got going on. Which one was you thinking about
I
using?
was thinking drow.
A drow?
Yeah.
It could be. It could be that. Yeah, that was not a problem. She probably doesn't get out very much, but
Yeah.
part of her sneakiness.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking kind of elaborate leathers and like a half porcelain mask, kind of disguising her identity a little bit.
Yeah.
Long silver hair, very dark skin,
Yeah.
like dark black.
Yeah. So sneaky. Yeah. So you lead into the Rusty Nail. I guess we should explain kind of when you guys are on the inside of the walls, and you guys that were walking with the guards kind of see that there are a lot of guards and soldiers in the streets. It seems to be almost kind of like a martial law situation going on. Even though there are a lot of guards around, there also seems to be quite a bit of just chaos. Like, it doesn't, like, there's several businesses that are closed that should be open.
It seems like there's a lot of unrest.
Yeah. It seems like, stuff. You can hear like people going by, like there's rumors of the emperor's dead, or Helm came back for the emperor, or and just different stuff. Like, there's a lot of emperor talk, and like no one's too sure what's happened. And then there is some mention of, where's his name at? That's the dead people. Yes, I do have a page of dead people. That Grant, the three princes, and that Grant is the will step up in his father's absence, and then Queen Vanessa, they will head the empire until they figure out what's going on, and then there's you guys, like, several times, like, guards well, they not quite harass you, but like get in your business. But you guys are able to, continue by your way, however you wish. And that's been about 4 hours. I think it's a good spot to pause. I think. Yeah, you guys want to pause there? You guys want to get a little bit more?
I'd be happy to keep playing.
Yeah.
I'm okay to keep on.
Well, I
Up
was
to you guys.
going to talk to you later about kind of expanding on Lady Morgan.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can get you guys. Yeah, we can get the rest of that next time. We'll stop right there. So thank you guys very much for watching Charisma Plus episode 41. If you guys got any fan art of kind of the new characters we brought on or anything like that, hashtag Charisma Plus DND. Or we'll still check the old Charisma Plus. If you guys don't care anything about seeing the porn star that's using that
You can
hashtag.
mute him if you don't want to see him. As well.
But we'll keep checking it. We'll feature the art next time.
But I say definitely got a good comic going.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's some ships. They're sailing themselves.
I feel like there's like a moral lesson there somewhere about not lying.
Lie, you're gonna have to make out with your friends.
Something in there about.
Oh, man. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.